Welcome to a special edition. Oh, geez, what was that? What the hell? You son of a bitch. You, you're exactly like Andrew. You just wait for the intro to fuck me up. Welcome to
It's the
Wrestling
icebreaker.
Renaissance. It's something. It broke something. I think it killed my heart. It scared the shit out of me. All right. Welcome to Wrestling Renaissance Run-In, a very special edition of Wrestling Renaissance Run-In. This is the Wrestling Nation Zone Submission Special. And I am your host, the reigning, defending, undisputed WWP champion. Hey, Cole. What's that?
Oh,
What's that? No, not you, Echo.
you got a belt.
Echo, shut up. I got a belt. I definitely did not cheat, sir. I definitely did not cheat. I won that fair and square. That's right.
Yes,
I finally got one.
I like it.
Get rid. Why is that belt in the background? Get that shit out of there. You fake champion. You are not the rating champion. You fake.
That's my AEW championship.
Oh, is that what that is?
That's exactly what that is.
You're representing the AEW.
Yep, John Moxley sent it to me, so to keep it safe, because that's
did he?
Because that's not what's really in that briefcase.
Oh, what's really in the briefcase?
I can't tell you that.
Oh, okay.
I'm sworn to secrecy.
You'd have to kill me. Okay.
Yes.
I get it. All right. My name is TJ Leo. Who are you?
I am Cole 2K.
Yes, you are. And we have a very special guest today. Sim31, Yancey, creator/owner/founder of Wrestling Nation Zone. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you all?
I am excellent. Stupendous.
Stupendous.
I think we should refrain from any Vince McMahon wordage on the show moving forward. I don't know. Seems offensive.
Was that
is this
McMahonism?
Don't you remember WrestleMania? What was it? 38?
Oh, 7.
The most
8.
stupendous 2-night event. Remember that
My
shit?
apologies.
We can't reference Vince.
Can I say fantastic?
Sure, let's go with fantastic, sir.
All right. I'll go with fabulous, fantastic.
I like it. It's better than stupendous.
All right.
Yancey, you are our special guest today. This is an episode entirely dedicated to the Wrestling Nation Zone Discord channel, and I just have one question for you. How the hell did you make such a popular, gigantic Discord server in such a short period of time? Like, how old is Wrestling Nation Zone?
Well, I would want to say approximately I started it around the end of November, so we're on our 1 year of starting it. It was very slow at first, let's put it that way, and just doing my magic of advertising it out there on. I first started out on some other Discord servers, but I was kind of frowned upon when I was doing that, and kind of got booted out of one. So I figured that was not the best way to advertise. So I did most of my advertising on Reddit, just going on the specifically the Squared Circle subreddit, where I would go on to. They would always do Raw, like for example Monday night they would do Raw discussion threads, and those get just outrageous amount of comments. It's like a Discord server in a way, but people just constantly chatting on there, posting messages, whatever it could be. So I would just randomly inject, hey, I hope this person or that person wins, or this segment was great. So I would put that little blurb on there, and then I would put, oh yeah, just come on here on Discord on the Wrestling Nation Zone server and have a laid back experience time and watch a live stream. So that's where I got a good chunk majority of people that we, newbies, I guess you would say, and we would start kind of growing the family. So
Yeah. No, that's. I mean, you guys have like what, like 1,000 members or something crazy like that?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
The
nuts.
unfortunate part is, well, a lot of people, and this just isn't our server. It's in many, many
No.
servers. I'm not even going to, exclude myself. I do the same thing. I join servers just to read or whichever it may. Forums ain't utilized like they used to be back in the 90s, 2000s. Everything is on Discord. There's
Yeah.
cons and pros to that. One of the cons is it's not searchable on the internet. Let's put it that way. So
Yeah.
you got to find, search, and if your questions are already been asked on there, what's the use of even asking if you already got the answer on there also? So, but in our case, people join. Unfortunately, we wish they could talk, but uh, they just come in to, I guess, read.
Mm.
Maybe mostly just watch the streams, and yeah, that's how that goes. I wish there was a way to kind of get these people talking, but
Yeah.
they do what they will. So
We
For sure.
try.
But yeah, absolutely. Everyone in there who's active, tries to promote activity.
yeah,
But you're not going to be able to force people who don't want to do so.
right,
But given the number of people in the server, anyone who's scrolling like me through the Discord directories, is going to see that number and go, they must be doing something right. That's how I
yeah,
found you guys.
yeah,
Um, that's how I met Cult 2K.
Yep.
This show
mhm,
wouldn't exist without Wrestling
No,
Nation Zone. So
that's right. We owe it to you.
something to think about. Something to think about. Obviously, you're doing something right, and it's a great community. I had a kind of a similar experience to what you were talking about. I joined. I don't remember the name of the Discord server at this point, but there was 10,000 members in it. Maybe it was huge.
mhm,
And the second I joined, I had to like read through, a library of rules and regulations, and you have to do something that signs off that you read it and you agree to it. And then literally the second I got into the server and hopped into one of the channels, I saw people breaking those rules instantly. And I was like, huh, that's strange. And then I checked out a bunch of other channels and they're all ignoring the actual rules of the server. And I'm just like, this doesn't seem like a good place to stay. And then Wrestling Nation Zone was second on the list, so I checked out that and have been there ever since. I've been there ever since. It's
we
great.
It's a fun little
appreciate.
community we've got there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
well,
fantastic.
I appreciate you sticking around. There is some people that they everybody sees it. They join in and they stay for a little bit, or they just join in. They check it out and they don't like what they see, so they leave. And that's with any community. So
Oh,
it's just
sure. Yeah.
what I guess you say what fits them the best, or what stands out to them. So I feel like we stand out because if anybody watches this, they see how laid back I am, and especially how I go right off the cuff, and I can be trolling, but not in a bad way. I'm just doing it for laughter, and
No,
everybody
you
knows
don't
it.
troll. There's no trolls in there. What are you talking about?
But we do that to kind of just keep the positive momentum, the vibe going during the shows and whatnot. So
100%. Yeah, no, it's a great community, lots of cool people, and I mean, the server does tons of cool stuff. I mean, it's not just a WWE server. We got WWE, got TNA, NXT, AEW. I think you have a New Japan Pro Wrestling channel
yes,
as well,
yes,
and then an entirely other promotions channel for indie stuff and NWA, all that good stuff. And
hmm
then you got like gaming channels, sports channels, all that good stuff. So
Pop
it's
culture, off topic,
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
Pretty much anything we talk about, except
yeah.
politics.
yeah,
Yes, no
Yeah.
politics.
Yep. We kind of stay away from politics.
Yeah, it's a good idea. It's a good rule of thumb
Yep.
in general, I think. Stay away from religion and politics.
yes.
Um, you also do crazy stuff like the predictions forums, every PLE. Well, not every single one, but like every major WWE, AEW, TNA,
NXT.
and NXT. That's right.
Yes. Yes.
Which is really cool. You fill out a Google form to submit yourself into the predictions, and if you happen to come out on top, you get a little championship belt next to your name until the next pay-per-view or PLE where you defend it. Very similar to what Cole and I do on the show. So
Yeah.
it's very cool. And you level up as well, which is always cool as well. You get to showcase your commitment and seniority in the server, which is a very cool thing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. And are you going to do anything special for the 1 year anniversary? Can we get a scoop?
Well, I do have one. It's
You don't have to share. I'm not putting you on the spot. If there's a surprise you want to keep hidden.
well, I can have it on here, and for the ones who listen on here, they be able to find out firsthand, and
There
the
you
ones
go.
who don't listen, then they'll just see the announcement. But with the holidays coming up, with Christmas, I plan to put out a little giveaway after Thanksgiving.
Ooh.
For anyone who knows me very well, I have so much stuff. Gaming mostly, electronics and gaming stuff. So earlier this year, I bought two little handhelds. It's from a company called Anbernick. I believe that's how you say it.
Okay.
And these two little handhelds, they really resemble like a Game Boy in a way.
Okay.
But you play. I'm not going to get into the deep stuff, but you can play old games such as Game Boy games, Advance, whatever you may have on your computer, of a backup. But
Oh.
yeah,
So it's like an analog pocket, but with ROMs, basically.
yeah. So I plan to give those away because I bought them, and like I do with various other stuff, I buy stuff, I use it once or twice, and then it collects dust. So I wanted to get these out of the way. I thought, well, these would be a good Christmas gift for for somebody, or well, for a giveaway. So I'm thinking about giving two of these away, and maybe one or two other things that may not want to enter or are kind of hesitant to give. Obviously, I'm going to have to ship these out, so
Yeah, exactly.
hesitant to give addresses or something. I might do gift cards as a substitute, and maybe besides these two handhelds, I might give away some gift cards also. So
Yeah, you can always do
substitute for
the codes. Yeah.
So substitute for if you don't want to give your address out for shipping, then I'll substitute for a gift card, and then we'll do a second row on whoever wants the handheld, and then I'll give some gift cards out probably too. So
Awesome. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Join Wrestling Nation Zone if you are a wrestling fan, a gaming fan, if you're just looking for a cool community to join where they do all sorts of different things. And yeah, it's the best Discord server I've ever been in. So give that to take that for what you will. It's fantastic. All right, Yancey. All right, Colt 2K. Let's get into the special submissions that we have here for the show. We asked Wrestling Nation Zone and our fans in general to put together some questions, hot takes, comments, whatever you want to call them, for us to respond to or questions to answer. And we got about just under 20, I would say, submissions. We're going to go through them and answer them together. See what kind of conversations it might spark. And I have a feeling we're gonna have some disagreements, which I'm looking forward to.
Me too.
All right, let's start out with a submission from AJ. Can
My
I ask
buddy.
you what your
My pal.
He is.
I'm wearing the shirt. See?
Oh, is he a? AJ Styles. Yeah. I don't know. I would be very flattered if AJ Styles watched our show, but I don't think so. That'd
He
be
lives
nice.
not too far from me. He lives
Really?
in the next city over from me. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're from Georgia, right?
Yes.
He is. He is a Georgian. This is true.
He's from
All right.
Gainesville. Actually,
Hmm.
played
I should
against
know
his
that. He's
school. Yeah.
huh. Are you? Do you have a secret relationship with AJ that we should know about?
I do not. No, no, no. I
No,
do not know
no.
him or
Just
nor his. No, I do not.
okay.
Nope.
Just John Moxley.
Nope. Yes, just John Moxley and Marina Schaefer.
Okay. Good to know. All right.
Yeah.
AJ asks, "Who's your favorite wrestler in WWE, NXT, and AEW, and why?" I'm assuming he means current. Let's just go with that
We'll go
that
current.
caveat. Let's go current. Let's start with WWE. It's a tough one. WWE's got a lot of talent right now on the main roster, but now, see, here's where we get into the weeds. It's like, what if they're not doing very well right now? Are they still your favorite? It's
They
a
can
tough
be,
question.
sure.
Yeah. If we're taking into account everything, I would say Chad Gable for me. I love Chad Gable, and I really hope he gets a better push. I thought he was getting it when he was doing the whole thing with Alpha Academy, breaking down and getting the Creed brothers on his side and everything. But then he was just fed to the Wyatts. So
I mean, I
yeah,
thought he was going to be the one to, or I thought he should have been the one to beat Gunther
yeah,
for the Intercontinental title.
yeah. I
'Cause because he's legit.
Yes.
Could stretch. I mean, he legitimately could stretch him and make a case for legitimately beating him.
What's his rolling German suplex finisher called? I know he's got a name for it, but I don't remember what it's called.
Chaos Theory.
Chaos Theory, that's right. I
Yeah.
remember when he did that to Braun Strowman, and I just
Yeah,
about
when he did it
flipped
to
my
Braun.
lid. That was crazy.
Yep.
What about you? What about you, Cole? Who's your favorite in current?
Current Roman. I mean, I know it's kind of a cop out, Roman.
Okay,
I mean, just because
surprising.
he is, he's just exudes superstar.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The kids use the word aura.
Mm-hmm.
Has that in spades.
Yes, he does.
I mean, he's just everything about him just screams just legitimate superstar. The looks.
The way
he
he
can
carries
talk,
himself.
the way he carries himself.
Yeah,
Yep, he's
yeah,
come
100%.
a long way from suffering succotash promo.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah,
It's so weird if you go back and because spoilers for next week. I've been doing research on Survivor Series because we're going to be ranking them next week, and just seeing the old Roman Reigns versus the Roman Reigns now, they're completely different people.
they are.
It's
It's
weird how much he
incredible.
transformed. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but I mean, maybe it was Paul Heyman who really did come along and was like, you got to start giving yourself more credit. Like you got to believe in yourself out there, and
It was something, but he did it.
he did it. Yeah, I mean, no one can do it for you, right? So yeah, all the props to him for sure. What about you, Yancey? Who's on your top WWE list?
I was actually looking through the list right now of all the current roster stars, and just to see if give me a reminder or to figure out if anybody really popped out at me. And not to copy Cole, but Roman's the only. Yeah, he's the only one that really just stands out of any of the rest of them. Even Cody. Yeah. Just in my opinion, Cody. Ever since he won that championship, it just feels like since he's held it, there's nothing been memorable to me.
Yeah,
that stands
agreed.
out. And he hasn't a rumor that I read on there here recently online. It's just a rumor, of course, but he hasn't been. I don't think he was used last week, except for on SmackDown. Was it last week? I think it was when Randy Orton got taken out, and he was alongside Randy when he was getting stretchered out.
Yeah.
And then what I read was he wasn't going to be really used at all until after Survivor Series.
Yeah, he doesn't have a booked match for Survivor Series, which is crazy.
Yeah. So
He's your
it's
WWE
like,
champion. Like, what's happening?
yeah, it feels like it's just been a dry run with him. So, and Roman's on every week pretty much now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems like Roman. He's got that aura. Currently, he's on top. Let's pretty much say.
I can't imagine that him being so underutilized right now is a mistake. Like you know what I mean? It's definitely on purpose, but maybe they're trying not to cross paths and compete between Roman and Cody right now. It's my only real thought of why they're doing that is to not accidentally cause the crowd to pick one over the other. You know what I mean? That because we've seen that before. We've
Because
seen
if they
that.
do right now, if Cody comes out and then later Roman comes out, Roman gets a bigger reaction right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. The only one that gets a bigger reaction than Roman right now is Jay. And I know how you feel about Jay, Cole. I
Yeah.
like Jay. I think he needs more to do, but it's another conversation. What about NXT? We have a lot of questions to get to. Let's continue forward.
NXT.
I can't comment on NXT, so
NXT, my favorite. I mean, male or female?
I guess it doesn't matter.
Uh,
Favorite overall.
Oba Femi. I mean, kind of the same with same as Roman. He's
He believes it.
huge. Yeah, he believes it.
Yeah.
You believe him when he walks into the room. I mean, a lot of people call it the airport test. When he walks into a room, walks through an airport, you notice him.
You notice him.
There's a lot of those people that they go, that they get in NXT. Not that they're average size or average build, or they're not Oba Femi. I mean, he is.
Right.
He's got it.
I think I've only seen him once. I think he showed up on the main roster one time. But I don't.
He has yet.
No.
No.
I feel like he interfered in a match on behalf of somebody on Raw or SmackDown at one point. But it was one time because I remember otherwise I've heard of him mostly through the channel, the server. But I do remember him being mentioned on WWE main TV at some point. I just can't specifically remember when that was or what that was, but that is definitely a name I've heard of before. What about you, Yancey? Do you watch NXT?
Yes, I watch it every week. This one is really, really hard.
I've heard NXT is stacked right now.
Yes. The one that really stands out to me, and it might be, let's just put it this way, it might be biased a little bit because of looks also, but it's going to be a female talent.
Okay.
I'm really, right now, really into Jada Parker. Just the way she works in the ring, and just, she's part of the OTM, I guess they're still going by that, which is abbreviated for Out of the Mud. It's kind of like to me, it's with their graphics and all, and how they do with her and the group. It was kind of portrayed to Grand Theft Auto in a way.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and they call themselves Out of the Mud, but really don't see the other members of OTM. It's just her mainly here lately.
Yep.
But
She's kind of the star of the group.
yeah, and
Sure.
just her presence, just her looks, everything about her and her wrestling in general, to me, just really sticks out, and I really enjoy seeing her in the ring.
Awesome. I have not heard that name before, so I'll have to keep an eye on if she ever debuts on the main roster. And then finally we have AEW, um, which for me AEW is sinking. Um, I, I was never like a watcher of AEW per se in terms of its television. Just like I'm not really a watcher of the television with WWE. I kind of just watch the highlights of WWE, and then watch the PLEs. Very similar for me with AEW. I just watched the pay-per-views, and it seems like the last 3 or 4 pay-per-views for AEW have been super hit or miss. Um, they're not hitting on all strides anymore. I can't imagine how the TV product is if their pay-per-views are not doing well. Um, I don't really know who I would pick in AEW. I've always been a fan of Adam Page. I think he's great. I love his look, his size, his music, his character. His in-ring wrestling is awesome. Um, I'm also a fan of MJF, but his character is just so convoluted at this point. It's hard to keep track. I would say Adam Page. I really like Adam Page. He almost seems like he would do really well in WWE for me, just because of his size and his style, so unique. I'm a big fan of Page.
Yeah, I mean he does kind of remind me of like a Seth Rollins type.
Hmm.
Maybe not quite as athletic and aerial as Seth Rollins, but
More of a
I
Triple
mean,
H for me. Just a big
yeah, but
guy.
I mean he's I guess probably more of a Seth build, but he does more of a like a Triple H style.
Yes, that's a good way of explaining him for sure. Who do you got, Cole?
Oh man. I mean
Classic.
I don't want to do a cop out and do like a ex WWE type person.
That's fine. He's
You know, like
AEW. He's AEW.
I mean like Adam Copeland. Um,
Yeah,
I do
Copeland's
like a
great.
lot of what he did in AEW. Um, Not that I think of him. Well, I mean, just because of how long he was there, he's ex WWE. But some of those, I don't really consider them ex WWE, just because they do something completely different
Hmm.
in AEW than they did in WWE.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, let's see, who MJF has gotten old and stale to me.
Yeah.
I used to like Orange Cassidy, but he's just never changed. Um,
I really like Orange Cassidy. I just wish they would take him more seriously and push him to the main event spot a little bit harder.
I mean, they're trying now, but I just can't get into them right now with that current storyline. I don't know.
It's definitely none of the women. I'm sorry, but their women's roster is decent, but
It's
I
just
never come away from an AEW pay per view and go, man, the women's match was like the main of like the one of the best matches of the night. Whereas in WWE, that seems to happen fairly frequently.
it does. Oh, um,
Tony Storm?
no.
No? Oh, okay.
Um,
Wow, that was a vicious response. No.
I mean, she's been gone for a couple months, and
That's true.
yeah.
Taking some time off. He's stumped.
Swerve. I mean, probably Swerve.
Yeah, Swerve's
Probably
fantastic.
Swerve.
Yeah,
I mean,
agree.
just
Yeah.
because he's one of the ones that I don't really consider ex WWE because he's doing
Yeah.
something completely different than what he did in WWE.
100%. Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, he was a cruiserweight 205 live guy, wasn't he?
yeah, pretty much. I mean, he was, what you would consider for like a light heavy, not necessarily light heavyweight, but like a U.S. title or a Intercontinental title. Um, he's, yeah, I mean, he's totally transformed himself and made himself look like a main event person
Yep.
with the way he talks, the
Absolutely.
way he acts, the way he looks. So yeah,
Carries
probably,
himself.
yep,
Yeah.
probably Swerve.
What about you, Yancey?
Yeah, this is really
It's a
one
tough
that
one.
stumps me. Yeah, because I feel the same as sentiment as you on just AEW in general. I used to watch Rampage and Collision, and there last year or sometime I just fell out of
Fell off the
watching.
train.
Yeah, I just couldn't get into it anymore, and
Yeah.
just
Well,
Dynamite's the only one I watch, and I watch it. Sometimes kind of pay attention to it. Sometimes just background noise. But the one that really just stands out to me the most, just looking through the whole roster right now, and he is an ex WWE guy. And
oh no.
oh yeah,
Who would have thought that I would be the only one to name an actual AEW star?
um,
That's not. I didn't see that coming.
it would have to be with me. It had to be Christian Cage.
Oh yeah, man.
He, he's getting TV time. In WWE, it felt like he was always, second one pushed to the side, and Adam Copeland or Edge back then was always pushed as the main eventer, and Adam was just, or Christian was just just a second afterthought. I mean, he did have what was it, the World Championship, but
He's the only
that was,
man in WWE history to win the title via DQ.
yeah, and then he lost it like shortly right after that. I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, he didn't hold it long.
Then he had the WWECW title.
Yes.
Ugh. Yeah.
I felt like they just kind of didn't really care about him. So, and TNA, he did, he was featured on there prominently, pretty good. And then AEW, he's on there every week pretty much. But not the way I would like for him to be used, but it's good to still see him, being used,
Yeah.
at least for something, and seeing his presence, because I've always been a big Christian guy, and Edge too. So
I will always be bitter that they didn't push him when he was on fire in the 2000s. Remember when he was on Raw and he was campaigning to go to SmackDown to get his second chance, to get like more exposure because he was sick and tired of being, like he was on fire at that time with Tomko.
yes,
Heavy.
I was about to mention Tom Coe. That one period, yes, that really stood out to me with him and Tyson Tomko as his bodyguard, I guess you would say, or take care of
The problem
business.
solver.
Yeah, problem solver. That's what it is.
Yeah, and then he didn't get a push after that, and he was like, okay, screw you guys, I'm going to TNA.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real shame, but I mean, it's pretty widely known at this point that Vince didn't like Christian. Never saw him as a main event guy. I remember Christian was on, I think it was Chris Van Vliet's podcast, and he was talking about how when Christian debuted in WWE CW, that he told Todd Grisham, who was doing commentary at the time, to don't put any enthusiasm to his reaction to Christian debuting.
Yeah, it's when he came back from TNA.
Yeah. He told Todd Grisham just be like,
It's
don't react at all. Just be like, oh, it's Christian, and that's basically what Todd Grisham did. He's like, it's Christian. It's like, why? Like, Vince was stupid, man. Bring someone back, and then just shit on them the second they come out. Like, why? Power hungry maniac, man. All right, well, I hope that answers your question, AJ. Let's move on to the next one, which is from Danger Ginger. He writes in, with JBL just randomly showing up at a lot of promotions, including TNA, GCW, JCW, MLW, and so on, where do you think this is all leading? Especially considering a lot of his TNA appearances and his one JCW appearance from last night. This was at the time of his post. Were also directly to help Nick Nemeth retain his TNA championship. What could the story be? I don't know if this has been answered yet, since this was submitted. Has JBL joined a promotion somewhere, or is he still just kind of when was the last time he appeared? Does anyone know?
Who did he come out and give a clothesline to? Marty Scurll. The last one I saw was, I think, about 2 weeks ago. I don't know the promotion. He came out and just, of course, he never says anything when he comes out.
No,
he just comes out, clotheslines Marty Scurll, and walks out. Where it's going, I don't know. Because
I don't know either.
all these promotions obviously don't have like a working agreement or like a super show for them to be in
Yeah.
at together. I mean, I think it'll be kind of cool if he forms a little band of traveling wrestlers to kind of do what the Death Riders are trying to do in AEW, and just kind of go from promotion to promotion and wreak havoc, and um, I don't know, whatever they're going
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah, it's weird.
Start their own promotion, or just wreak havoc on several of these promotions, and take titles.
Then JBL's just managing, I guess.
Yeah,
'Cause he
yeah.
can't. He's too old to wrestle at this point. So.
I mean, supposedly he's been taking stem cell treatments,
Oh.
and he's
Well, that,
working out again, lifting again. So I don't know if he's eventually trying to get back in the ring, but he has been taking the stem cells treatments to try to.
which did wonders for Ray.
And Randy too, I think.
Yeah. 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 He had the stem cell stuff on his back, if I remember
Yep.
correctly. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, we'll see where JBL's going. Do you have any thoughts on this before we move on, Yancy?
Not really. The only thing is, yeah, I feel like he's just kind of just scouting out. But WWE just started their ID program, so yeah, I don't know if that has any relation.
Is he a spy? Yeah. Is he a WWE ID spy looking for people?
It could just scouting out promotions, just checking people out, just kind of inserting himself randomly in the shows, maybe, and then relaying it to WWE. Maybe, I'm not sure, but
Good.
yeah, that's the only thing I can think of, really.
Yeah, that would make sense. I can see him doing that. I like JBL. Don't like him on commentary all that much, but I like JBL, the character.
I do believe he is involved with the All Caribbean Wrestling promotion as a part owner or something.
Interesting.
So I don't know if that's going to be involved with that or what, or if that's going to be kind of a scouting ground for possibly some WWE ID talent.
Interesting. Okay. Danger Ginger also writes in, who do you think the higher power behind the Blackpool Combat Club is? Has that been revealed yet? I don't think so.
It hasn't.
No. Do we think there is? Are they like referencing that there is, or is this just an assumption that we're all making?
I mean, probably when the question was submitted, it was kind of leaning towards that way from what Moxley was saying. But lately, I think in his promos, it just kind of sounds like it's coming off as just the group, that there's not any kind of higher power. But who knows? A lot of his promos are very vague and almost sounds like that he's just taking quotes from movies to say a lot of stuff.
I wonder if they just don't know what to do with it, so they're stalling for time. That would make sense from an AEW standpoint. But we all know that you know the answer already. You're good friends with Moxley.
Yes, I mean he doesn't tell me all that. Maybe that's what's locked in the briefcase.
Maybe. All right. Next up, Yancey himself writes in. Since Raw has moved back to 2 hours, I'm enjoying it. An additional hour gained back from me time to do something else without having to worry about a third hour. Prior to it going to 3 hours was it back in 2012, 2014. The majority of us did great with 2 hours and were accustomed to it. And when it went to 3 hours, the majority of us, I remember, went back to complaining about 3 hours being so long. But then when it all settled and the announcement of going back to 2 hours, many complained again. There's pros and negatives to this on both sides. With 2 hours, many don't have to stay awake and then rush to get to bed. Con is the show is now tightened up to where more talent can't get featured. The con to both the 2 and the 3 hours, still too many commercials. Ultimately, I wish they would stay with the 2 hour Raw. I think SmackDown will be going to 3 hours. This has been confirmed. 3 hours Friday nights. I don't think that will be good, but I'm not a ratings expert. Yeah, I don't care one way or the other because I can't stand the amount of commercials on WWE television. It's basically 50% commercials and 50% content. It's kind of egregious. And so when you do a 3 hour show, you have to watch an hour and a half roughly of commercials. It's like, holy crap. Like how do they expect anyone to actually sit down at a television and watch it without doing something else while they're watching? Because that's what I do when I occasionally watch it with the Wrestling Nation Zone community. I put it off to the side and I play a game while I'm watching because it's just like, oh, here comes another commercial. I can ignore it for the next 15 minutes. It's like, so I don't know that whether it's 3 hours or 2 hours, it's still so much commercial time that I just I my brain tunes out. I don't know how you guys feel. Well, I know
I
how
mean,
Yancey feels.
I don't mind the 3 hours at all.
No,
I watch football, American football. Those games are 3 hours plus. Towards the
they
end
don't
of
have that
this,
kind of commercial time though, do they?
they have that much downtime.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
time between plays, halftime,
Oh, true.
commercials, timeouts. Um, Baseball, towards the end of the regular season, the playoffs, World Series, I'll catch some games. Those games are 3 hours. Longer movies are 3 hours, but there's no commercial breaks in that. My thing is 3 hours of good entertainment. I'll sit and watch.
Fair.
A lot of the complaints about it going back to 2 hours was because they were getting more than 2 hours of good quality wrestling and sports entertainment.
Fair.
Um, you know, as far as trying to not rush up, but jam too much stuff into 2 hours,
Yeah.
I don't buy that. I mean, for 30 years, WWE has had at least one weekly television program that's 2 hours.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I think the problem is the transition from 3 hours to 2 hours. I mean, when they did that with Raw, we all of a sudden they seemed to be doing like an every other week thing for certain stars. Like Gunther was like every other week on Raw, even though he's champion. It was weird. Like he wouldn't make appearances every other week. He would be on like a video package, or an interview of some kind, but he wouldn't actually be at the event. And I don't know whether that was to give people time off, because they seem to be going easier on wrestlers in WWE as far as the scheduling goes.
I mean,
Um,
for the ones that you're trying to get over, they should be on it every week.
yeah,
The ones that are already over,
not
it's
necessary.
okay for them to, be every other week or, just have a backstage segment.
But aren't you if you're already over, aren't you the draw for people to come?
Fair. I mean, that's definitely a fair point.
Especially if you're the
You know,
champion. I don't like the fact that you know. I mean, we've
yeah.
talked about it. Both Cody and Gunther seem to be missing a lot of TV time, which is very strange.
I mean, I'm
If you're
not
the
complaining
champion,
about
you should be
Cody
always there.
missing time, but that's just
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's fair. Another hot take from Yancey. Let's see. WWE Raw and SmackDown does not feel like it does for me much compared to Tuesday night NXT. NXT puts on one hell of a show, in my opinion, and keeps eyes engaged compared to the other two shows. I feel NXT has the best stories in wrestling in general over the WWE main shows. Even the NXT PLEs are delightful and fulfilling. NXT is a must see A+ show, hands down. Obviously, I can't comment because I still refuse to watch NXT until Booker T is removed from commentary. So this is all you call.
I mean, I can agree with that. I mean, Raw and SmackDown are not that they're spectacles; they are a mass.
Higher production.
They are a mass production of high, very high quality. Not necessarily snooty or high rent,
Yeah.
high end. They're just a very high production television show. NXT is almost like what you would feel like you would go see, down the street at a local indie show or something like you feel more of a part of. I don't know if it's because it's a smaller setting, smaller intimate setting, but I mean, I feel more of a part of the show watching NXT than I do just a regular weekly TV Raw or SmackDown. A lot of
Fair.
weeks.
Yeah,
Like
I'll get
I
around to
feel
watching
more
NXT again.
like I feel more relatable to the NXT people than I do Raw and SmackDown.
Okay. What else we got here? If you had control, would you move any of the shows, Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, to different nights? And how many hours would you make them? What network? And who would be the commentators you would pick for each? Yancey advocates for Monday night SmackDown, Tuesday night Raw, and Friday night NXT.
Between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, um,
I don't personally think it matters what night they're on. I do. I mean, I obviously have huge preferences when it comes to the commentating. I think I've made that pretty clear. As far as the commentators go, obviously I don't want Booker T anywhere on commentary. I don't mind. Is it Vic Joseph? His commentary partner? Yeah,
yep.
I don't mind Vic Joseph. He's pretty good. My favorites are still Michael Cole and Corey Graves. I like the way that they interact with each other. I like Corey's sense of humor. Cole, he he used to be, the cockroach of commentary in WWE. Everybody hated him, but he's done so much to earn respect that it's hard to not respect him at this point. Is he the best commentator of all time? I don't think so. Not me personally, but the combination of him and Corey Graves I really like. Who's on SmackDown right now?
SmackDown
Wade.
is Cole
Wade
is
Barrett
on SmackDown
and-
with
Yeah,
Wade Barrett.
Wade.
Wade Barrett, yeah.
Right. Yeah, and the ESPN guys on Raw.
Yep. Joe
Um,
Tessitore.
Here's what I would do. I would move Wade back to NXT. I think him and Vic Joseph are a good pair. I don't know who I would replace Booker T with, and I would put Michael Cole and Corey Graves back on Raw, and move the ESPN guy to SmackDown with. I don't know. I'd like to hear Big E on commentary personally. He does pretty good at the the press show, post show stuff. I think I'd like to hear him on commentary.
Let's see.
If I could take someone from AEW, I would take what's the mask guy?
Excalibur?
Yeah, I like Excalibur. I think he's pretty funny.
How dare you? Wow.
Technically, I guess if I was going to take someone from AEW, I'd take Taz and put him with Cole because I love Taz and Cole. They were my favorite commentary team for so many years. They're so funny together. But yeah, I really like Excalibur. I think he's good.
Networks. What channels? Whatever.
I can't comment on that because I'm in Canada, so you guys wouldn't have any idea of what I'm talking about. So
To cut in on that, if I can.
All I know is TSN.
yeah, which it's not on TSN right now. I think it's on Sportsnet or something. I have no idea. No clue. I haven't had cable in like 15, 20 years, so I couldn't tell you anything about what networks. It's coming to Netflix anyway. Who cares?
To cut in on that, if I can.
Yeah.
Of course.
To elaborate on that question, so what networks we're factoring in? Excuse me, we're factoring in because sports are happening all week long. Sometimes it takes a hit on Raw, Monday night. Raw being on Monday nights, and then whatever's happening on Friday nights and Tuesday nights. So kind of contribute that into the question also.
I mean, the only one that really makes a huge deal or difference is Mondays, just because of the franchise of Monday Night Football
Yeah.
from September and through December. Um, but it's like, how do you take Monday Night Raw off Monday? It's been there for
Yeah.
over 30 years. I mean, it's synonymous with Mondays.
Yeah, it'd be. I think it would be a mistake to switch it off Mondays personally.
Says the one that said to put SmackDown on Mondays.
Nope, that was
Not you?
Yancey.
Oh, that was Yancey? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's advocating for Monday Night SmackDown, Tuesday Night Raw, and Friday Night NXT. Yeah, I don't have any preference for the networks, obviously, just because I couldn't tell you a single thing about what USA networks are in. Like, I have no clue. I have no idea what you guys broadcast on. But yeah, I think I've said everything I can about this.
I mean, I'd put Raw on Monday, SmackDown Tuesday, NXT on Wednesday.
So you just get it done in the first 3 days.
Yep. Yep. Just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Whether it's all at the same city every week, which was, cut down on production, travel, maybe. Um, but then you might have the same set, which you want something different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I like that.
And NXT would be going up against AEW.
If it has to, if it does, it does.
Yeah. I mean, they typically win, if I am not mistaken, right?
I mean, they've gone up against 2 or 3 times in the last year plus.
Okay.
So,
Did we answer your question fairly, Yancey?
Yeah, that sounds pretty fair.
Okay.
for
move.
commentary, I would bring Tom Phillips back, who's in TNA right now. And I like him better than Excalibur.
Ugh.
Maybe put him with put Joe Tessitore with Pat McAfee, Michael Cole and Corey Graves, and Tom Phillips and Wade Barrett.
What about what was his name? Mauro Ranallo? Is that his name?
It is his name.
I like him.
I watched him on Maple Leaf Pro
Yeah.
a few weeks ago. He gets way too excited, way too much.
He does, but if you go back and watch classic NXT when he was around, he really enhanced the product, in my opinion.
He did, but it didn't seem like he went over the top like he did a few weeks ago when he did that show.
I mean, he was probably super excited to be back, and it was the
Sure.
first show.
Yeah.
We'll see how he does in future shows. Are they a weekly show, or are they like just
I don't
another
know if
indie that
anything
will
else
show
has
up?
been announced or not.
Okay.
No, nothing else has been announced. They just did that one, so I'm assuming
Interesting.
they're planning out what they're wanting to do next down the road. I'm assuming so.
Okay. All right. Next up, Ryan M. submits. Who do you feel is next in line to be the face of the company when Roman and Cody decide to step away for good? Oof. That's a interesting question. I would probably say that we haven't met that person yet. That's what I would say. I would say whoever it is either currently in NXT or hasn't joined NXT yet. I don't think there's really anybody on the roster who, unless there's some sort of super shift in their package, I don't think there really is anyone who's going to be able to take that spot, who's not already in the later stages of their career, if that makes sense. So, like, LA Knight, super popular, but he's up there in age. Jey Uso, super popular, but he's not going to last that much longer than Roman and Cody are, in my
Right.
opinion. So, who would be the next person below them as far as like popularity goes from a male point of view?
Let me
I
see.
I genuinely can't think of
From
I will give
somebody.
you one
Oh, what'd you say,
from.
Nancy?
from a young starting age, we'll use examples like John Cena and Randy Orton that started very young.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's you know, the next face of the company won't be someone that we is currently a star. Like it'll be someone who's you know, who we're not thinking of, I think.
I'll give you one from the main roster, and I'll give you one from NXT.
NXT. Oh, I gotta hear this. Okay.
Main roster, I would say Braun Breaker. I can see
Mm,
him.
the face of the company?
Yeah,
Like a John Cena type?
I think so. You
Maybe.
could see John
I've
Cena, Braun Breaker.
I've seen him in a couple of interviews and he seems I don't know what the word is. Like maybe like he's holding back a little bit. I don't know what it is, but I keep seeing him in interviews, and I'm like, I'm wanting more from you when you're talking. It's not that he seems disinterested. It just seems like he doesn't believe in himself to that level yet. Like you said, that aura. I don't think he has that aura. Not yet, anyway. He could.
I mean, you think how long until Cody goes away? Cody's going to be
Yeah, I
there
mean,
4 or 5 years. I mean,
yeah, it gives him a lot of time.
that gives him a lot of time.
That's true.
Looking at the NXT roster, maybe I can't give you one from NXT.
Yeah.
Not to be at that level.
It's too early to tell, right?
Oba probably would have the best chance, but he's maybe limited more.
Yeah. I think a lot of people would have said Carmelo Hayes when he was in NXT,
Carmelo.
but
Or unless they do, I don't know, they change his name, change his
you
little gimmick. Trick Williams, maybe.
yeah, Trick seemed.
But
I've seen Trick a little bit of Trick. He seems pretty cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
I do like Tony D'Angelo, but you might have to kind of change up his gimmick
Persona.
a little bit. Yeah, just change up his persona a little bit. Maybe not the character, but just the way he kind of carries himself, or
Yeah.
just not too caricature-ish.
You and I talked a little bit about this on previous shows, but I think once the Def Rebel or CFO contract expires and they start doing licensed music or get someone else in there who knows what they're doing as far as entrances go, I think we'll see some stars get elevated. I think Vince, in his later years, definitely undervalued entrance music and entrances in general. I don't know why. It's very strange. I mean, he was there the entire time we had the Jim Johnson era, right? And I mean, he's got some of the best entrances, some of the best music were from that era. And I think that a lot can be said about elevating a superstar from one level to the next just by their music and their presentation.
Yeah.
Can really make a huge difference. I mean, look at Roman. Holy shit. When he got that new music, it was like, here comes a demigod. Like it was crazy, you know.
What about
I'm
Jacob Fatu?
Yeah, I don't think he could be the face of the company. He's a little too he's a little too
Much?
he's rough around the edges. He's a little too edgy, I think. You know what I mean? Like when
Yeah.
you look at him, you don't go, "Oh, that's a superstar right there." You go like, "That's a monster." That's a Kane type character, or Umaga type character, where it's like you're not going to take him to the morning show.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas, guys like Roman and Cody and Rock and Cena, those are the guys you bring to the morning show. I don't see Jacob Fatu in that position. But that being said, he hasn't been let loose yet, so we can't. We can't be
He's
sure.
not the one wearing the suit, walking the red carpets,
He could
doing
be.
press junkets.
Yeah,
Jacob,
he could be. But
maybe,
the way
maybe.
he's presented right now,
Yeah.
no one could possibly see that. But it's possible. You never know. Do you have any thoughts, Yancey? Who could be the next face?
Well, this is really hard. I'm looking through the roster of everybody on Raw and SmackDown, and I'm basing this on age, young age.
Yeah.
And the only one which I think the damage is already done, unless they can somehow turn it around and it would take a while to do. But back when Vince was still running things, he proclaimed Austin Theory as
Yeah.
and well, since he's been gone, Austin's been tag teaming with Grayson Waller, and they've kind of hinted them breaking up, and it kind of makes me wonder what's going to happen when Grayson goes his own way and Austin goes his own way. Are any of them going to be kind of left on the back burner or not used very much, or what's the term used in squash matches, or just
Enhancement talent. Yeah.
enhancement talent. So I'd like to see Austin Theory be built up, but like I said, I don't know what all the fans' perception wise would be on him right at this moment, if there's even any hope whatsoever. But I mean, just like Drew McIntyre back then when he first Vince said he was the next chosen one, and then he kind of
Fizzled.
he squandered his chances on that, and then he got let go. Obviously, went to TNA, built a name up for himself, and then he came back, and unfortunately, he had to win the title, in front of the old fans and everything. But
Yeah.
I had hope when he came back, and I was really high on him, but since then, I haven't been much on him. I felt like his time just went and gone, not because of his fault, just
The way the world happened.
yeah, just everything that's happened and everything. So,
Yeah.
and like what Cole said, NXT, there's not really anybody to choose from at the moment. I mean, that I can see that points out at me. The only, if I had to choose one, maybe Trick Williams. I feel like he's got a good, fan base behind him, and they evidently love cheering his name and all.
Whoop that trick.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
And then going to entrance music, going back to what you said, TJ, was, back then in the 90s, 2000s, that's what really made the superstar stand out, because people could, it would build up the anticipation hearing their music and everything. And since Def Rebel's making this music, I've said this before numerous times, but the music has no relation to him. You can't, get in check with the vibe with that character.
Yeah,
It just
exactly.
like it's when they're coming out, you're just like, oh, it's this person or that person.
Yeah, here comes generic wrestler A.
Yeah, and it's like I've said this. It sounds like Windows 95 MIDI music, MIDI music.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's pretty
just-
bad sometimes.
Yeah, and I feel like that's ruining a lot of these wrestlers when they come out to, they can't, there's no oomph to this music, no motivation or anything for these bands to be like, oh, they got this awesome music. They got, I'm going to root for them. That music is the big part of creating that character. So,
Some of it doesn't even sound like entrance music, like
Yeah.
Damage Control's theme song.
yeah.
Like it's way too fast of a tempo to be an entrance song. It's like it's just like a song. It's
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. Hopefully we see some major improvements once their contract is up, so we can get back to some amazing theme songs.
But there are some that they've done that are really good, though.
Yes. Oh yeah, they're not like a complete zero. They're definitely I don't
Just
know
the
what it
bad
is.
ones are really bad.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. The bad ones are so generic. It's just brutal. Yeah, I agree. Commenting on Drew McIntyre, I agree with you. I think I think he elevated himself with the Punk feud, but I think both him and Sheamus need repackaging visually. You know, Sheamus has looked exactly the same for what 20 years now,
15
something like
years,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, like change up your look, change up your gear. Like it's so funny to me that like none of these people, none of these wrestlers learned from one of the best to ever do it, Chris Jericho. He changed his character so many times, and you could tell which version of his character he was just by looking at him or listening to him. You know, like if I look at Drew McIntyre right now, he looks and acts, you know, basically exactly the same as he did, you know, when he debuted with Ziggler. Sheamus looks exactly the same as he did when he debuted against Cena. It's like, I don't know, man. Some of these wrestlers who've been around for a while, they definitely need new packaging.
They
I
do.
get the nostalgia factor of having Sheamus come out and he always looks the same, and same thing with Randy Orton. But like sometimes it just doesn't work anymore. And I really hope Drew, especially Drew, you know, he needs a new theme or go back to his Broken Dreams theme. He needs a new,
Oh,
you know,
you'll make Ryan
attire.
happy to hear that.
I love Broken Dreams. It's
Ryan
great
loves
stuff.
that Broken Dreams.
Oh,
You know who needs
it's
new
really good.
packaging? Every single one of the black hole charisma vacuum of the Wyatt Six.
Ah, I don't know about that. I thought you were
They
going to
all
say
need-
the black hole of Final Testament.
Well, I mean, maybe if they're feuding right now, maybe if they have a 5-on-5 or 4-on-4 Survivor Series style match, they can just suck themselves into the black hole vacuum and never come back because they're horrible.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Hot take.
Hot take.
All right.
Get them out of here.
He's making sure he don't catch the Wyatt sickness virus.
That's
so.
right.
The Wyatt sickness.
I took my shot from the Wyatt sickness, the Wyatt sick virus.
Yeah, you got your vaccine. All right.
I'm immune.
All right. Next up, Google Chew, Amanda, one of the admins for Wrestling Nation Zone. Who do you think? What do you think of the NXT Women's division? Who do you think will be moving on to the main roster soon because it's so stacked? This is again a question for you guys. I'm not a NXT watcher. Who's killing it in NXT Women's division? I know you said Jada something.
Parker?
Jada Park. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I've been saying for over a year that Roxanne Perez was going to go after
Yeah, I can't believe she's
this
still in
next
NXT.
PLE. I can't believe she's still there either. I mean, she's still champion. She's doing great. I mean, it's incredible to say that she's helped getting the younger talent over when she's
Main roster
22 years
material.
old. No, I mean, when
Yeah.
she's as young or younger than
It's true.
a lot of the talent that she's helping get over. But
Yeah.
she is. I mean, she's doing great. I mean, as far as the overall talent, they've got some of the most athletic. You know, I won't sugarcoat it. They're very attractive. A lot of them are incredibly attractive, but they are picking up and learning. They are learning the WWE way. They're learning how to work. They're learning moves. They're learning psychology. They're learning how to be a star.
Sounds like Maxine Dupree needs to head back there.
Yeah, she could. But as far as comparing, it's a little bit hard to compare though. That roster versus the main roster, or either Raw or SmackDown, just because the talent, the top tier talent of the main roster, is a lot higher than what the NXT is. A lot of the main roster, they're at or near their ceiling of potential. You know, your Becky's, your Bailey's, your Charlotte's, who's going to be coming back, your Asuka's. But the potential of what NXT is serving up right now and developing, the ceiling of that is a lot higher than the main roster, I think.
Cool.
Then you've got Julia that just started there. The formerly known as Delta, Zarya is there.
Yep.
Stephanie Vacour is there. Those three, I don't think they'll be there more than 6 months or so. Maybe, at Mania, not at Mania, but, right after Mania, they'll come up. To get them used to WWE TV style wrestling. But, I mean, definitely the crop of NXT women's roster definitely shows a lot more promise than any other company roster right now. For sure.
It's high praise. It's high praise. Anything to add, Yancey, to that?
No, not really. Cole actually took pretty much all the sentiments I was thinking, so.
Cool. No problem. And her Google Choose final question here. Big one. Should Cena win the WWE Championship in 2025 so he beats Flair's 16 world title record? So as all of us know, Cena is going to be doing his retirement tour in 2025. So he's pretty much guaranteed, I think, to get a championship match at some point in there. The question is against who, when, and should he win? And I think I have one answer for it that I think is probably... I think you guys will agree with this, but we'll see. So it depends on which Cena we get for this retirement tour. If we get the John Cena that came back at WrestleMania 39 against Austin Theory, the answer would be no. I don't want him to win a 17th championship in... Not to say that he did a bad job against Austin Theory, but he wasn't John Cena. He wasn't Super Cena. He wasn't on his A game on that match. Let's just say that. However, if we get a dedicated Cena's back, he's full-time or close to full-time, and he seems to come across as legit Cena, like he used to, I would say yes. I would say, yeah, he should be the man to win the 17th championship for the first time. I think Flair's legacy is cemented. So is Cena's, to be fair. But I also think that Cena hasn't, at least yet, done anything to ruin his legacy, whereas Flair's done a lot to ruin his legacy. Let's just be fair, All respect in the world to that man, but, you had the perfect ending to your career at WrestleMania 24, and you just couldn't stay away. You just couldn't stay away. Apparently, I don't know if you guys remember that match he was in, that tag team match against, I think it was Jay Lethal or something like that, and someone else, but apparently he passed out in the match.
Yeah, that he had
he had a mini heart attack or something.
Yeah,
it's
something
crazy.
Like that,
Crazy.
Yeah.
And he was saying he was going to do another one, and it's like, dude, don't put a crowd through the death of Ric Flair. Seriously. You gotta know when to fold him, man.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my thought. All the respect in the world to Ric Flair. I was a huge Ric Flair fan in his WWE run. But I mean, Cena's the man. I'm sorry. He works harder than any human on the planet. Maybe tied with The Rock. As far as how much effort he puts in to his career and to just everything. He's just he's a workaholic. Maybe in a bad way for his personal lives, but for his career, he's just... You can't not respect him for what he's done in the industry. You just can't. He's the freaking man.
He is.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's the best wrestler of all time. He's not. He's very unorthodox. I still stand by that Shawn Michaels, I think, is the best of all time as far as in ring work. But you can't sit there and go, Cena's had no good matches, or his matches were bad. No, they weren't. People always looked forward to the Cena matches. Crowds were always on fire for Cena matches. I don't know. I think he deserves to. You know, I don't want to say he doesn't have a whole lot of like accolades that he can claim as his own, you know, but he really doesn't. If you really think about it, yeah, he was number one for a very long time. Yes, he's tied with Ric Flair for the most world championships. And yes, he's won the Royal Rumble, but many have won the Royal Rumble. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have this pin that says, "Yep, the only man to ever do that was John Cena." He doesn't have one of those. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. So give him that 17. Give it.
Yep.
Break that record.
I agree. But who? Who does he beat for it?
Hmm.
And who does he lose it to?
I dream booking. I would say we get the Orton heel turn. He takes it from Cody, and then Cena takes it from Orton.
Does he do it at Mania?
No, I don't. No, I don't think you can. Yeah, I don't think you can do that at Mania.
Cody wouldn't lose it at Mania.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still sort of confused about where WWE is going with WrestleMania 41 right now. I don't really have a clear picture of what they're doing. So it's kind of hard to compartmentalize all that stuff right now. But I wouldn't have Cena win his 17th at WrestleMania. No, I wouldn't do that personally. Maybe save it for like SummerSlam.
Yeah.
As to who he would lose it to, I don't think it matters all that much.
Gunther.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, lose it to Gunther. But
Or
then that
beat
means he's on
Gunther.
SmackDown. But
I mean, the draft would be after Mania.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think that would be a good way to have his title reign end. Have Cena get beat by Gunther. I think that'd be a good match too, actually.
And you go back a couple questions ago, as far as face of the company, Gunther could be a possibility,
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely,
but
100%.
but only if it's 3 or 4 years from now. Just because of his
Yeah,
age. I think Gunther, I just looked it up, he's 36. Yeah,
that's still
36.
fairly young. Yeah,
Yes, yeah, it's still fairly young, but I mean, if Cody's going to be around and kind of the face of the place for another 5, 6 years, that would put
the
Gunther
face of the
in
place.
his 40s too.
Yeah,
But yeah, Gunther
I
could
think
be too.
Gunther could do it for. I don't think he would have a long run as face of the company, but he could do it for 5 or 6 years.
Yep.
It's funny that we talk about, that being like a short period of time, because like when you look back at like The Rock's career, he really didn't have that long of a career, despite the impact that he made. Like his full-time career was like what, 5 years, something like
Steve
that.
Austin too. His big
Yeah,
run was 3 or 4 years.
it's crazy. But now we got guys like Orton who have been around for 2 decades. It's
Yeah.
crazy, Wrestlers' careers are definitely a lot longer these days, which is both good and bad, I would say. Some people we wish would go away, and some people are just, it's like, stay as long as you want, like Orton. Stay as long as you want, man. You're good. Yeah, do you guys agree with me on Cena taking that 17?
Yeah, I think definitely you give him 17. I know Orton's at 14.
Yeah.
It, it's almost like I almost want to see them face each other for a vacant title.
Yeah, so
and
we have them both go for 17.
have them both go for 17. But that would mean that Randy has to win and lose twice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So which would
What?
kind
What?
of suck, which would kind of devalue the title for which I mean to me would kind of devalue number 17 for either one of well for Randy.
For Randy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's right, and you would have to do that in a short period of time
Yeah.
too.
yeah, yeah. No, I like. I think my booking is pretty solid. I
Yeah,
like
I
the
think so.
idea of Orton gets it from Cody, and then Cena gets it from Orton, and then Cena drops it to Gunther. I think that's a good 7, 8, 6 to 8 month story that you could tell with those four.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, hell,
You
why
agree?
not Cena beat Cody?
No, I don't want to see a face, or I don't want to see the face of the company get beat by the previous face of the company. I hated it when Rock beat
I just
Cena.
want to
I
see
was
Cody
like,
lose it.
ugh. Yeah, I know you do. I'd rather have Orton take it from him. It makes sense from a
It
storyline
does.
perspective, legacy and all that good stuff. And then Cody could win it back from Orton at some point as well. Who knows? I don't know. There's a lot that they could do. What are you thinking, Nancy? You in agreement?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with all that. So
Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Ryan M writes in again. Okay, do you see AJ Lee returning to WWE? I do not personally. I think they've teased it, but I don't think it's a real thing. I think they're just trying to get her back, but I don't think she's interested personally.
I don't think so. I mean, she's got
No.
she's got outside projects, books, and uh, some kind of TV production, writing, or whatever it is she does. I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think she's
I
gonna make a
can
return.
I can see her making an appearance, special appearance, maybe at the Rumble, maybe in some sort of CM Punk related storyline. I'm actually kind of shocked that she didn't make any appearances in the Drew feud. That would have been like the perfect time to bring her in. But yeah, I don't see her wrestling. It is nah. I don't think it's in her future.
Nope. And it's not needed.
Yeah,
The
it's
only
not.
ones who really wanted or needed or I don't know people that just want to see her for nostalgia.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah, that's what I meant. Like, I would be cool to see her at the Rumble
Yeah.
do a surprise entrance, but I don't think anyone really needs to see her as a wrestler right now. The women's card is pretty stacked. I don't think that
It is.
I don't think it's necessary. Not to say that I wouldn't be unhappy to see her back. AJ's great, but yeah, I don't think she has. I just don't see it.
yeah, she's mostly at what I've seen in the past. I'd say several years is books, and you see her at comic cons all the time. She's really big into the comic books scene
Yeah.
and cosplaying. I guess events also. Yeah, she just doesn't strike me. She's interested in wrestling much anymore. Wrestling content wise, pretty much anymore. So
Yeah, I would
And
agree.
but if she does, she can come back and have a nice little match with Zelina Vega, and that's about it.
They are very tiny women. I
They
will
are
say
very
that.
tiny.
Let's see. We're going to skip this question because it's already been answered, but Google Chew also wrote in, should the main roster have a secondary women's title? Well, it does now, so we can...
Should it have another one? Should it have an intercontinental like title?
I think so. So the way that they're doing the U.S. women's title is it floats between the two shows, and it's like we're just making the draft become less and less important. Yeah, they should have had they. I don't know, man. I'm really conflicted because I do think that there should be one tag team title that floats between the shows because there's not enough tag teams on both shows to make it worthwhile. I think they should have the singles titles on both shows, so an Intercontinental, a US. a world title. But that also makes it so that the pay-per-views are much harder to book because you're pretty much guaranteed to not have one or two titles on the card if we have that many titles, which devalues them. So I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough call.
Well, right now you have Liv Morgan as your women's world champion, Nia Jax as your WWE women's champion, and then I don't know if anybody really counts this. I don't watch this. The Candice LeRae as your WWE Women's Speed Championship, and then you got the vacant new was a Women's United States Champion. So
Yeah.
you introduce a Women's Intercontinental Championship.
If it's just for Raw and then the U.S. title's just for SmackDown, that part makes sense to me. But again, you're up to so many titles for pay-per-views now that it's like, how do you book that? I have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because how would you if you was it didn't they have a pay per view or premium live event? I guess you should say.
PLE.
Just nothing but was it Night of Champions where it was supposed didn't wasn't it supposed to be just all title matches?
Yeah. When was the last time we had a Night of Champions?
Good question.
I feel like it's been a while. It's been a while. I can hear him looking
Now,
it up.
I thought Night of Champions 2023.
Yeah,
Really? We had one last year? Okay.
Yeah.
and those and they didn't even really focus on championship matches. I think for the whole event, I think there was some matches that wasn't even for a title. If I remember.
Yep.
Yeah, I think if they're going to bring back that pay-per-view, that you're right. It needs to be the whole pay-per-view is title matches. I agree. Personally, I dislike the themed pay-per-views. There are some that make sense, like Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble.
Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, to an extent, I think Elimination Chamber works just because of where it is in the year. You know, it's right before Mania, so it gives them the ability to fix any storylines that need to be readjusted going into Mania. So I think it's in a good spot. But like,
Yeah,
I don't think we need to have
because that's how they determine who's going to face the other champion at Mania.
at Mania. Yeah. I don't think the rest of the themed pay-per-views, I don't think there's any good ones, honestly. Like, we don't need a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view anymore.
Nope.
We definitely don't need the Fatal 4-Way pay-per-view. Remember that crap? We definitely don't need TLC, you know.
Extreme
The
Rules.
generic. Yeah, Extreme Rules. Like, we don't need that stuff. That just shoehorns in stuff to feuds that don't need it. I think the generic named pay-per-views make more sense and give the writers more flexibility to write for the feuds that make sense.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, so we don't really need to talk about the women's title. Peanut Butter Mill 3. I don't forget the 3. Peanut Butter Mill 3. If AJ Styles went to AEW, what faction would he join based on the factions in AEW right now? Well, roll a dice. How many factions does AEW have right now? 18?
Let me see. Do I need to write them down?
Oh my god, there's so many. I
See, and some of them,
have no idea.
some people are in multiple factions. Because
Like
you've
who?
got the conglomeration, right? You've got.
I didn't even know that
Cassidy.
was a faction.
Yeah, that's the one with Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, Kyle O'Reilly.
Oh my god.
Someone else. Rocky Romero. Rocky Romero, who's
Okay.
also in Roppongi Vice. I think. No, because Trent's not there anymore. No, Trent's with the Don Callis family.
AW sucks. Can I just say that? The fact that they have that many factions is asinine.
The
It's
Dork Order,
absolutely asinine. Oh, the Dark Order.
Callous,
Oh my god.
Dork Order, the non-callous
The Dork,
family,
the Dork Order.
Death Riders. You've got
The Blackpool Combat Club, or whatever they are now.
yeah.
You want me to go ahead and answer this one?
Yeah. Bullet
Yeah,
Club
okay.
Gold.
So, just completely random, but AJ Styles could really help this. Well, I don't know if it's really a faction, but he could join the Righteous and lead that.
Who's in the Righteous?
But that's not AEW. That's Ring of Honor. If they're still, if they still,
Yeah. It's hard to tell.
Oh, is it? Okay, well, I completely
That's how
ruined-
sad that. That's how sad that roster is. Their product sucks, man. I'm so sorry. Like, it's just so painful to me that they have a roster that stacked, and then they just convolute it with 80 factions, and plastic bags over people's heads. And
put them in the Elite. Why not? Right?
yeah, that would make sense. Actually, that would make sense.
Or,
Yeah.
well, never mind. They got Pack listed on here, still part of Death Triangle. I guess is Death Triangle still even exist? Since Penta's not even wrestling, or
And
Ray.
Phoenix.
And Ray, yeah, they're sitting back going, "When's my contract over?"
Yeah.
You know what? Put him
Yeah.
in the Hurt Syndicate. Why not?
He's not black.
So
Apparently, that's a prerequisite to be in that particular group. I don't know.
says who? Why not?
Sure. I like him in the Elite. I think that makes total sense.
I mean, he does have ties to a Bullet Club, so he could be in Bullet Club
Yeah.
Gold with Jay White and Juice Robinson,
Ugh.
but he wasn't there while they were involved in it.
No.
So I don't know.
All right. I think he should just not go to AW.
I 100% agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's everyone's least and favorite wrestling theme right now? Current wrestling themes. I really like Adam Page's new theme. I think I liked his original theme better, but I really like his evil theme. It's really good. Suits him well. Least theme? I don't know. Name any generic NXT song right now. I'm sure there's a garbage one in there.
My favorite would be, I just had Solo Sokoa.
Oh yeah, Solos is good.
I like solos. I like the whole presentation of it with the fire, the music, the beats. I like solos. A lot of people won't like it. I don't like Cody's, and I don't like Jay's.
Jay's
like
is very repetitive.
Yep.
It's like a 30-second loop.
Yeah.
Um,
Cody's theme, yeah, I am already tired of him. When he comes out, I gotta. It might
Mute
be
it.
like a Booker T thing. Yeah, I gotta mute. I gotta just focus away from that.
Whoa.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I don't know. Least favorite, I can't tell. Actually, who's got a really underrated theme? I think Cole and I may have talked about this maybe last week. Jimmy Uso.
I like Jimmy's.
Yeah, it's fantastic. How does someone like Jimmy get one of the dopest themes in WWE, and then you've got people that have just complete shit? It's crazy.
I think with Cody and Jay, they play it up too much. Solo comes out, he doesn't move to the beat.
Oh,
he
I see
doesn't
what you
do
mean.
like Cody does the whoa when it's time.
Well, he's a heel.
Of course.
He's not supposed to get the crowd, on board with him, right?
Roman, I like Roman's one before this one, the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
I like that one. How about AEW?
Yeah, like I said, I like Page's.
I was a
Swerve's is
sucker
great.
for Fozzie's, for Jericho's.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, and then he switched it to some generic crap.
'Cause
Or is it? No, it's
I
just
mean,
generic, right? It's not a Fozzy song.
it is a Fozzy song. Fozzy does do it,
Oh,
but it does sound very generic.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, okay. My least favorite right now, and might be controversial, but I hate Damien Priests. I think it sucks.
it's very generic.
All rise. I just hate it. I loved his evil theme when he was in Judgment Day. This new one, ugh. No, don't like it. What are you, Yancey? It's a
There's
tough
so
show.
many. There's so many that I don't care for, so I don't know if I can give one that I dislike the most. I would probably be going on a ramble of how many I hate.
How
So,
many you hate? What about one?
yeah.
What's your favorite right now?
Favorite one. Was this just WWE or AEW or
Both. You can do
both?
either or.
Um, that's a hard one too. um,
Not the Rocks, I'll tell you that much.
yeah, not the Rocks.
His two remixed songs into one bullshit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the only one that really sticks out to me at the moment would probably be, one. It used to be my favorite. I mean, I think they changed it. I haven't really paid attention, but when Santos Escobar, Legado del Fantasma.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When they had that. Did they change that? I can't remember.
Legato. That one?
Yes, that one.
Yeah. I think he changed it.
So,
I think.
Wait, how
But
does
it was
go
really
again?
good though. Legato. It was very slow, I remember. I just remember hearing it like 16 times during one of the Royal Rumbles because they had like every member of the faction in it.
Well, what you heard was probably the fans chanting that, because I don't think his has any lyrics in it. I don't think.
Oh, maybe. It's possible. Okay. Jordan Fan 2012. If you had the pencil, would you have had the Undertaker's WrestleMania streak ended? And if you did, was Brock the right person to end it? Hindsight's 2020, but yeah, I don't think his streak should have ended until he was ready to retire. It sucks what happened at 30. It's not his fault. Shit happens. You know, he got concussed. That match absolutely blew. Doesn't take away from the moment, though. You know, I still look back at that moment and just remember how I felt, and I remember where I was. I remember how shocked I was. Remember the crowd's faces. You know, it's a legendary moment. But I probably would have just said no. If he's going to lose, it's got to be when he's retiring. And the fact that he didn't retire for like, what, 4 or 5 years? It's like,
Yeah.
I think it was a bad choice. We all in the same boat?
No, you're not. I think that was a decent time to do it.
Okay.
That was the first pay-per-view or PLE that was on the WWE network.
Oh, okay.
Same reason why I thought Chad Gable was the one, or should have been the one to beat Gunther, because it's legitimate. I mean, you could make a case that Chad Gable could beat Gunther because amateur wrestling,
Yeah.
what have you. Same thing with Brock. I mean, yeah, Undertaker was big, tough, strong, pretty strong, a big striker. But Brock was a killer.
Yeah, if someone's going to beat him,
I mean, I know several years before that they kind of tossed around the idea of Edge beating him. Edge said no, but I think,
Good. Good job,
yeah,
Edge.
yeah. I mean, I think Brock was an absolute legitimate person to beat him. I mean, did he need it? No, but
Yeah.
he was a legitimate person to do it. So I don't really have a problem with it.
That's fair.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a particular issue with it either. I just think in a dream scenario, it would have been so much cooler had he beat Brock and lost to like the tribal chief Roman Reigns version.
right.
That would have been far more cool.
I don't think the issue that a lot of people have with it that is that Brock beat him. It's that wasn't the last time we saw him at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Yeah, he should have retired. I mean, we didn't really get another great match out of him after that anyway. So like, what were we? What would we have missed out on had he retired then? The only thing that was decent that we would have missed out on was his match against AJ Styles,
Right.
which wasn't even a match. It was a cinema. It was a cinema,
Yeah.
wrestling cinema. So, yeah, I think he should have retired. Watching that Undertaker documentary was painful.
It was.
You could tell
It
he knew it was.
tough.
Yeah, you could tell he knew he should have retired, and he couldn't do it, which is kind of surprising to me because like he said throughout the documentary like 80 times, I don't want to become a parody of myself, and it's like, well, you did.
He was loyal to the person in charge.
And yeah, that's a big part of it. Yeah.
Yep. That's probably
Wouldn't
the
say no to
biggest part of
Vince.
it. Yep.
So really, we should just blame Vince. Okay. You agree, Yancey?
Yeah, yeah. I can't find an argument to that one.
All right. AJ submits again. Do you believe in Joe Hendry? Yeah, I believe in Joe Hendry, but I do think his gimmick needs to change at some point. He reminds me a lot, and I'm not insulting this next person because I think he's good, but his gimmick kind of plateaued him. Or not plateaued him. It gave him a ceiling, and that's Bobby Roode, with his glorious, persona. I see Bobby Roode in Joe Hendry. I see it. It gets over with the small crowd, but the believe in Joe Hendry persona will not get over with the main roster crowd. I don't think so. I think he would be buried very quickly. So I believe in Joe Hendry, the wrestler, and what he's capable of, but I don't believe in Joe Hendry's persona for anything other than what he's doing right now.
So you see Bobby Roode, I see Elias.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. I like Elias personally, but he sucked in the ring.
But I mean, not that Joe Hendry sucks. He's
No, he doesn't.
not special. He's good.
Yeah,
Not spectacular.
he has his foot in the door, but he's got to do something with it other than this persona that he's got. That's not going to make you.
Yep.
Any thoughts, Yancey, on Joe Hendry?
It was first seeing him and him doing the I Believe and these parodies of wrestlers, especially if you watch TNA, you see him do it. He's been doing it the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's getting old and stale. Now, when he first came to NXT, a lot of people were excited, stoked. I get another word saying it. Excited. Yeah, and I just don't see. It's not going to last very long. I'm already at that point. I'm tired of it. Hearing I believe the gifts. I see the gifts all the time, and it's just.
That's why I compare him to Bobby Roode.
Yeah.
It's like, the glorious thing was cool at first, but it gets old.
Yeah, it's going to get old quick. Like the LA Knight. His is not Yeah, it's and everybody believes in LA. Not he does that a lot of the time, and see how it's working out for him. I think there was a lot of excitement. A lot of people cheered when he would come out, especially after he got that maximum male model stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody was just overwhelmed that he went back to his original NXT gimmick, and but I think as the months have went on, LA Knights, it's kind of cooled down just a little bit.
I feel like
Same,
that's also his bookings. The bookings fault on that one. They didn't.
yeah,
They didn't capitalize on the fire that he had when it was there. You know what I
yeah,
mean? That being
and
said, I do agree. I think it probably would have lessened anyway. But
mhm,
at least they would have given him something. Like he didn't. He won the U.S. title way too late.
yeah,
He should have won something a long time ago.
yeah. But Joe Hendry, I think it's going to burn out quick and it's going to hurt him. So it would be probably wise to change the character, change a little bit of it. Don't have to completely 100% change it, but you know, get off the "I believe" in the song. And it's like Cody Rhodes' song. It feels forced. People are going whoa and all. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna fall into that. People gonna get burned out.
Yeah. Don't fall into that trap, guys.
Yeah.
You have to be more than your persona. All right. Only a couple left here. Peanut Butter Mill 3 writes in as well. Buddy Matthews should be the focus of the House of Black. True or false? I don't know, man. I think that both him and Aleister Black are much better in the ring than they are on the mic. So I don't really care. I think you could swap out one for the other and not too many would notice, personally.
I agree with him. I mean, I think he, I mean, he does really good for what AEW is. Um, he's tremendous for what AEW is and what their fans like. Um, I know we talked about before the last, uh, before Wrestle Dream about Brody King, and I was really high on Brody King, and I wish he would have beat Darby because I want him to have a singles push too. Um, but I think Buddy Matthews really could be the focus, especially in AEW because they don't book the bigger guys as well as the smaller guys.
Yeah,
And I
definitely.
think Buddy is that good mix between the two.
Wardlow.
Yeah.
Who? Any thoughts to add, Yancey?
Um. No, not much. Um. I feel like House of Black in general. I feel like it just tosses up every. It seems like every month. You see Brody King, you see all three of them, then you don't. You see Julia for a little bit, then you don't see her because well she got injured. And then you just see Buddy out of nowhere come up, show up. Well, before that, I think House of Black they had a vignette or something. Um, I really I don't even know. It's
Yeah.
just so. Uh,
One of the many factions that could use a retooling in AEW
yeah, yeah.
or be eliminated entirely.
Mm-hmm.
All right. AJ asks, "What's your favorite pay-per-view of all time?" That's a tough call.
Ooh.
Um,
Um,
Mine is so if we're looking at like overall pay-per-view, like a pay-per-view where I like all the matches and it was like entertaining from top to bottom. I can't think of very many of those. There's usually a dud somewhere on the card. There's usually a go to the bathroom break on a card somewhere. But I will say there is one pay per view that I've seen that I've watched many times that I think is one of the best pay per views of all time. Is it my favorite? Maybe. It's pretty damn close. I would say WrestleMania 19.
19?
There are. There's maybe one dud on that entire show, which was Triple H and Booker T. But even then, that match was
You
at least
just really
somewhat
don't like Booker
entertaining.
T.
Uh, it's not that. It's just the way they booked that match was stupid. You know, they booked it as he was like, you know, a criminal. You know, and like 90% of the match we're listening to Jerry Lawler talk about his arrest and all this crap, and
Yeah.
Booker T ends up not winning. You know, yeah, it's just it was a dud. But the rest of that card is phenomenal. There is not a single bad match on that card. It's one of my favorite pay-per-views of all time.
As a kid, kind of like the same as you for WrestleMania 19. I watched this one, I don't know how many times. I probably wore out the VHS tape.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 6. That was the one in Toronto.
Oh, okay.
Hogan and the Warrior.
Oh, Warrior. Yeah.
Yep. I watched that one so many times. You had Andre and Haku against Demolition, I think.
Haku. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
You
Deep
had,
cut.
I mean, a lot of good matches. Lately,
That's okay. That could be your favorite.
I kind of like SummerSlam from 22. The one right after Vince kind of first stepped
Went
away.
away.
Just
What was the main event of that one?
That was Brock and Roman in the Falls Count Anywhere. The street fight. When he came with the forklift and lifted up the corner of the
lifted
ring.
up the ring.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a great pay-per-view. I will say that. Yeah.
I mean that whole pay-per-view just kind of felt like that was the start of something new. Like,
yeah.
People, they kind of said that this WrestleMania, that this was the start of a new era. I mean, for me, I kind of felt like that SummerSlam was really the beginning of it.
Yeah, I agree. There was definitely a switching point after WrestleMania 38. Somewhere after that,
Yeah.
things switched over. What about you, Yancey? One of your favorite pay-per-views of all time?
Well, you're all going to get a shout out for your all selves, but going back to your all's video where y'all ranked the SummerSlams, SummerSlam 2000 is one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, the one match that's really stood out to me, Edge and Christian, Dudley Boys, and the Hardys. I really love that one.
That was our first TLC match.
Yeah, TLC 1. Yeah.
Yeah, and I probably watched that, I couldn't even tell you, dozens and dozens of times.
Yep. That was a VHS for me that I probably wore out. That was a good one, for sure. SummerSlam this year was really great, too.
It was good.
Yeah. SummerSlam's doing pretty good. All right. 2 more. And then we're moving on to the last part of the show. This one's controversial.
Uh-oh.
HD writes in.
Oh, your favorite.
My favorite guy in the whole world.
That's
Why
referee
was the finger-
HD.
Yeah, this is referee HD. At the time, working on character growth. Why was the finger poke of doom so awesome? Why was the NWO Wolfpack belt so awesome? There was no botch in this match. It was perfect. An underrated angle of great television. So the NWO Wolfpack belt, is that the one where NWO is sprayed on it in red? Is that the Wolfpack belt?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Sure. Sure. It was fine. The finger poke of doom. Remind me, was that at a pay-per-view or was that at a
That
Nitro?
was the night that Tony Schiavone said his famous line, "That'll put butts in seats," about Mick Foley.
Oh,
winning
that was
the
Nitro.
championship on a pre-taped
No.
Raw.
Gotcha. Okay.
Fun fact: I was there.
Really?
Poke of Doom. Yep, that was here.
Wow.
I was there.
Wow. I'm glad I included this then. What was that like? What was the crowd like? What the hell's going on? Or
Yeah, what the hell's going on? What did we just happen? Or what did we
Yeah.
just see? What happened?
In a good way? In a good way or a bad way?
Kind of in a bad way.
Yeah. Was the crowd when the crowd was leaving? Were they all like, "Well, that was shit"?
Yeah,
The
like
hell
what
was
kind of
that?
hell
Yeah.
happened? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm. Yeah. I mean, the finger poke of doom was kind of stupid. Um, I'm glad that it happened on a Nitro though, because if they had done that on a pay-per-view, they may have had a riot on their hands
Yeah.
for for that kind of an ending. The main event, Hulk Hogan versus Kevin Nash in a 10-second finger poke of doom. Like that's not a main event.
Now
Although
I.
I think back then wasn't Nitro free?
Oh yeah. It was just a Monday night show. What to go to? No.
Yeah, weren't they doing free tickets back then?
Oh no. No.
No? Oh, okay.
No.
I know they were doing free tickets at some point, but maybe that was
Uh,
later in the WCW run.
no. I know before they did Nitro, then when they did tapings at Universal.
Yeah, Universal Studio. That's when they did them for free.
Yeah, but that wasn't Nitro. That was just WCW Saturday Night
Oh, okay.
when
Gotcha.
they did tapings there.
All right.
Now I don't think it was as much that angle as it was everybody switching over to Monday Night Raw to see Foley win the title.
Yeah, for sure. That probably just compounded the issue of how
Yeah.
people remember it. Yeah.
I think that was the bigger travesty between the two.
That'll put butts
Was
in
that?
seats.
Yeah,
Yeah, it will actually.
it did. Yeah,
It
and
did, yeah.
viewers
It's one of
on the TV.
It's one of the best segments of all time, which is pretty funny. It's one of the biggest crowd reactions of all time as well.
And he is right. There was no botch.
There's
nothing-
no botch in that match.
Yeah,
No,
there was no botch in that match.
just boop, a
Yep.
pin, and then a laugh. Underrated angle of great television. I don't know about that, but
Now I have a question. Not that angle, but what angle? What's an underrated angle to you? What in the history that you can think of? Not necessarily a storyline, but just an angle within a story, or
the KD Vic storyline. No, I'm just kidding. Underrated storyline.
for me, I thought just because I remember it, and I mean I say it's underrated in general, just because of how big it was. It was the main event. It was after WrestleMania 3, Hogan and Andre, when the second referee angle. You remember that?
Was that the two Earls?
That was the two Hebners. Yep.
Yeah.
When Earl Hebner made his debut in the company. When that and that's what took the belt off Hogan to open up the tournament for WrestleMania 4. I think that angle to do that to get the belt off Hogan was pretty big, pretty good, and underrated just because of how big that show was. That show, I think, like 30 million viewers is what that did.
Damn, that's a lot. Holy shit. Underrated. Underrated's tough.
Yeah, 33 million viewers for that.
Underrated angle is tough for me, but I can say one that's underrated, in how it ended. The Authority, with Triple H and Steph. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's the greatest angle of all time. You know, it was just another, authority in charge, wreaking havoc on all the faces in the company kind of thing. But the way it ended was super unexpected. It ended with a Survivor Series match between Team Cena and Team Authority. And the stipulation was that if Team Authority won, that everybody on Team Cena's team, except for Cena, would be fired. And if Team Cena won, that Triple H and Steph would no longer be in power, and the only one that could restore them to power is John Cena himself. So there's a lot riding on the match, and the way that the match unfolded was like nothing you would expect. Mark Henry gets knocked out in like 1 second by Big Show that was when he used to do the WMD, the big fist finisher, like the knockout punch finisher. And everyone's just in shock. It was it's as soon as the match starts, Mark Henry runs at Big Show, gets knocked out and pinned. And then halfway through the match, I want to say, everyone on Team Cena is pinned, including Cena, except for Dolph Ziggler, who has to face off against Seth Rollins, Kane, and who else was there? I think it was Rusev. I think it was. So it was 3-on-1 against a jobber, basically, at the time. And Ziggler pins Kane, pins Rusev, and has this amazing comeback back and forth with Rollins. And you're just like, and the crowd's going bananas for Ziggler, which is amazing. And it's like, holy shit, they're really pushing Ziggler. And then Triple H starts to interfere because he's like, holy shit, my job's on the line. I gotta Rollins, you gotta freaking win here, man. Ziggler can't take out 3 of my guys. That's ridiculous. And then Sting debuts to stop Triple H. And then Ziggler pins Rollins. It was fucking nuts.
That was probably
it
the
was
last
so
time that
crazy.
Ziggler won a match in WWE.
Yeah, it was that was a crazy outcome. Like, that was really underrated. So that would be my answer off the top of my head. Do you have anything, Yancey, that you can think of? Any underrated angles or situations that you can think of?
I wish I could add to this.
That's all right.
I
had trouble thinking of them, so I don't blame you. That's a tough.
I can think of overrated. Anything Bray Wyatt. Hot take.
Ooh. Too soon, bro. Too soon. I can think of a lot of overrated as well. I can think of a lot of horrible stuff as well, but that's easy.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the final one so that we can get to the quiz. We're at 2 hours, so. Steven writes in, we all know wrestling is essentially performance art, and mistakes happen. But some mistakes are... excuse me. Let me try that again. But some mistakes are preventable, and some bad things aren't mistakes at all. They're on purpose. What are some of your wrestling pet peeves? That's an interesting one. I have a couple off the top of my head. I think I've mentioned it on the show 1,000 times, but I hate the sling blade. I think it's the stupidest move in wrestling besides the bear hug. I think the bear hug is also really, really terrible. I hate when wrestlers use it. I also think the suicide dive is also a really bad move. I hate when wrestlers use it because it's, when they hop over the top rope and land on a wrestler, that looks okay. But when they dive through the ropes, you're basically just pushing them. You know what I mean? Like, you're just pushing the wrestler on the outside. It never looks good in my opinion. There's very, very rarely does it ever look impressive. It always kind of just looks like, you shoved him 5 feet and he just fell down. It's like, I don't like seeing that. Obviously, it's not really a problem anymore, but whenever Vince used to do distasteful angles, those were always, they were terrible. Katie Vick's just one of them. Terrible storylines, terrible, distasteful crap. I just hated that stuff. That being said, some of the most distasteful stuff was actually entertaining. Like the whole Vince McMahon Linda storyline when he drugged her.
Oh God.
You know, and that led up to WrestleMania 17, one of the craziest matches. You know, like that's entertaining, but sometimes they step over a line where you're just like, okay, come on, guys. This is why wrestling is hated, is because of crap like this. But we don't really get that anymore. I'll continue to think. What do you guys have any pet peeves in wrestling?
I guess it doesn't happen as much anymore. Say when a wrestler hits a drop kick on somebody and they both, fall to the mat, they both bump, whatever, right? The person who does a drop kick isn't hurt, right?
Yeah,
But if he misses a drop kick,
he gets hurt. Yeah,
he gets hurt. Um, Things like that.
yeah,
I
that
mean,
crap sucks.
yeah, I mean that's the one that.
That's wrestling.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I get what you mean for sure.
Or any other case like that. Refereeing rules.
Oh man, yeah, that's a great
Rules.
one. Yeah, rules that make no sense sometimes.
Yeah.
Like when they do a rope break in a triple threat match. Like what? It's no DQ. You can't. What are you gonna do? You gotta disqualify him?
Or early in the match, they don't count outside, and later on in the match, they do count outside. Things like
Or
that.
or it's stupid crap. Like remember the Elimination Chamber match where Edge came down to the ring and took out Kofi Kingston and then just inserted himself in the match.
Yeah.
It was like, what? And then he won. It's like, no one's going to question this. You could just go down to the ring and take someone out and add yourself to a match.
Right.
Why doesn't everyone do that then? It was so stupid. Yeah. Yeah.
What else?
A big one for me kind of falls in that rules category is the 17 different names WWE has given to no DQ matches.
Yeah.
Bloodline rules. You know,
Like
no DQ, hardcore, no holds barred.
when they
Fuck
had
off.
the NXT from the ECW arena last week, they had the first women's hardcore match.
They called it that?
What? Isn't that what they called it, Yancy? Did they call it the hardcore match?
Oh, and then there's Extreme Rules. They're all the same thing, but they're called different things for no reason. It's so
Well,
annoying.
But then, like a month ago, they had a street fight between Mia Yim and
Street
someone
fight.
else. Yeah,
There's another one. They're all the same. That drives me nuts.
street fight, no holds barred.
Yeah, the street fight. Actually, somebody argued with me on this a few weeks ago in the server. I think I was mentioning street fight, and I was like, okay, this needs to actually be in the street, not in the ring the entire time with some weapons. If we're going to call it this, it should be just called a hardcore match or something, or whatever it could be. Yeah, that's one of my pet peeves is when they say street fight. I'll just make it actually out in the street, back parking lot, something.
Yeah.
Not in the ring.
Or like
You have a reason to call
or
it.
like they have a no DQ or a street fight, but then the pinfall has to happen inside the ring.
Yeah, all of these matches that we've listed are the same rules. There's no DQ, but you have to pin in the ring. All of them are same. Street fight is included.
Unless
All of them require, except if
anywhere.
it's false count anywhere. That's when it's different. That is different. It's a no DQ, but you can pin anywhere. So it's like, yeah, I cannot stand. Yeah, and then they do like, oh, it's a Chicago street fight.
It depends on where they're at.
Oh, but then it was what did they have the Nigerian drum match? Remember that shit? It's like it was just a no DQ match with drums around the ring. Oh my god. A Wisconsin wheelbarrow match. Oh my
They had
god.
a few weeks ago on SmackDown on Raw between Butch and Sheamus.
What was that? An Irish street fight?
Oh, what was that? No, what was that?
I would. I wouldn't be
That's
surprised if it
gonna
was like an
bother me.
Irish street fight. There was a
A Donnybrook. Yeah,
Donnybrook match.
Donnybrook
Yes.
match. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're just confusing the crowd. Just come up with one name for it and just use it. Stop with all this shit. It drives me nuts. Like, that's too many names for the same match. It's so stupid. I hate that crap. That might be my biggest pet peeve now that I'm thinking about it. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. I know why they don't call it hardcore anymore. Obvious reasons. Okay, they don't want their product associated with anything porn related. I get it. Don't call it a hardcore match. No DQ is fine. Why don't you call it a no DQ match? Oh, because there's a website, a dirt sheet website called No DQ that's trademarked, so we can't call it that anymore. Oh, okay. Well, call it. Just go with Extreme Rules. I don't care. Extreme Rules is fine, but just always call it that. Don't call it 18 different permutations of it. Drives me nuts. I don't know. Can you guys think of any other pet peeves?
Yeah, I got a minor one that I might be in the minority. When the commentary, which it seems like they flip flop back and forth since Vince has been gone. When they say this person has been taken to a local medical facility, I cringe at that. I'd rather them say at the wherever they're at, Nashville Hospital or wherever, just say that.
I know why they used to not do it. It's because people would show up at that hospital looking for their wrestler. So instead they just called it a local medical facility so that nobody showed up at a particular location and interfered with actual emergencies. Because people are that stupid, apparently.
Still real to me, damn it.
Still real to me.
Yeah. And then the other thing is the name changes, like from Pete Dunne to Butch to Pete Dunne, and
Preach.
I always stayed with Pete Dunne. Now this is controversial. I think the most when I keep saying it, still to this day in the chat, people say Walter changed it to Gunther. I still say Walter because he built his name, his character around the name Walter. I like the Walter name better. Gunther, people say it different. It just doesn't have that. How would you say it? Pizzazz for me. Walter. That's his actual government birth name.
Which is why they switched it.
Yeah.
So that if he left, he couldn't be Gunther.
Yeah. Well, I think they kind of loosened up on that, didn't they? I think I read somewhere.
Yeah, they're sort of toying around with selling the rights to wrestlers if they leave. Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't like name changes in general. Once they're introduced, if that is their name, that's what I'm usually going by.
I don't mind it in some cases. Like, I would have much preferred Dolph Ziggler change his name. What a terrible name. Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
How could you take someone seriously named Dolph Ziggler? Like, it's terrible. Especially when his actual name is so sick. Nick Nemeth. Like, that's a sick wrestler name. Nick Nemeth? Are you kidding me? And you're changing it to Dolph Ziggler? What are you talking about? But yeah, no, I agree with you. Especially when Vince would cut off the first names of people all the time.
Or good example, Big E Langston was his original name. Now it's just been Big E.
Big E.
Yeah.
Who was the other one? Oh, Austin Theory was just Theory for a while until Vince was fired, and then he was Austin.
Could be another Austin.
Yeah, stupid.
I've got another one. So you've got two people beating down somebody in the ring, right?
Yeah.
And someone's music starts playing. The people just stop and look at the music.
Stop beating them up.
They look at the music.
Yeah, that's true. Why just continue to beat him down?
Yeah,
there was times in the Attitude Era where that didn't happen. They would continue to beat them down, and they just ignored the music. Like, I remember Billy Gunn and stuff like that would do that.
Or just have the person run out to the ring with no music.
I would say what's worse, though, with that particular thing is when they're in a pinfall. When they're pinning someone and the music hits and they stop the pin. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Pin him! The referee stops counting because music hit. What are you doing?
Or when someone's in the ring cutting a promo and say it's, Kevin Owens cutting a promo and he calls out Randy Orton and Randy Orton shows up in 5 seconds. It's like he's waiting in
He's
Gorilla.
just waiting at...
Just waiting in Gorilla. He's not waiting in the dressing room or wherever. He's waiting in Gorilla.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, then you might as well just advertise that segment as being Randy Orton Gunther face to face up next, instead of calling him out. I agree. All right, I think we could do a whole episode on wrestling pet peeves. To be honest with you,
Sure we could.
I think we could go on for a while. We might have to think about that as a future run-in.
Yeah.
A pet peeves list. All right. Well, to end the show, Yancey has been kind enough to create and or obtain a wrestling knowledge trivia quiz for the two of us. We both have whiteboards. The heck was that?
Applause.
Was that what that was? Applause?
Yeah.
You are applauding me for getting a whiteboard?
Applauding
It sounded
my
like
game
rain.
shows.
Oh, okay. So we both got whiteboards. Yancey's going to ask us a question. We're going to get 30 seconds max to write down an answer, and then we'll count down and show our answers to see who's correct. We got 20. What we got? 20 questions, Yancey?
Yes.
20 questions. All right. Well, host, new host of the show, take it away whenever you're ready.
Okay. I'm going to start off with a really easy one. I mean, so easy. Hopefully we don't get this wrong.
Oh,
so,
shit. I'm scared now. This is my idea, by the way. I'm terrified.
What iconic catchphrase belonged to the boastful $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase?
Oh, shit. I think this is it. older trivia is a little tricky on me.
Looking at Cole, he looks pretty confident on what he's written down.
All right, I've got my answer. Ready? Yep. 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Yes, you all got it right. Both of y'all did.
Are you keeping track of our score?
Yes!
So Cole's the score tracker.
Ooh, I'm the score tracker. Okay.
Can you keep me? Okay.
Do I need to create a poll for this?
All right, are we ready for a second question?
Ready, sir.
Okay. Now this one might be a little tricky. May not. Number 2, Under the Mask. Who was the high-flying luchador Rey Mysterio facing off against at WrestleMania 22?
Ooh.
Oh, shit. 22.
If we need, well, I don't think we could do hints because then that would
no hints. Wait, Rey Mysterio faced this luchador at WrestleMania 22?
It wasn't a luchador. It was somebody at that time, with WWE, was under the mask.
At WrestleMania 22 specifically, though.
Yes.
This trivia might be wrong. Unless this was a dark match before the show, maybe.
Let me see real quick.
Yeah. Double check the stats on that one. I'm pretty confident I know who he faced, but they did not wear a mask. So I just want to be sure. No cheating, Cole.
No, I'm
no
not,
cheating.
I promise, I'm not.
All right.
Well, yeah. We'll just. It says on here. I'm gonna go ahead and say the answer.
Okay.
But what it says on here, it gives 4 choices: Eddie Guerrero, Batista, JBL, and Kurt Angle. Which I don't remember that match specifically, but I don't know if Kurt Angle came out there in a mask.
I was going to say Kurt Angle too.
He faced Kurt Angle and Randy Orton in a triple threat match. So I don't know what because that was when Rey Mysterio won the world title for the first time.
Okay.
So that must just be wrong trivia, and I don't know. Yeah, no, Kurt Angle wasn't in a mask. That was when Kurt was Super Kurt, or what did they call him back then?
Perk Angle.
Perk Angle, yeah. Oh, he didn't have a mask, but he did have the teeth guard. But that's not a mask though. That might be what they're referring to, but I don't. But I think I say null and void that particular question.
Okay. I'm new at this, so
that's okay. That's okay.
Okay. Well, let's go to the next question. Hopefully this will be all good. Let's see. How about this one? Which legendary annual event is called the granddaddy of them all? That should be an easy one.
That's an easy one. I got that one. They haven't called it that in a while, though. You got it, Cole?
I do.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Yep. Yes, you both got it right.
Yeah, they haven't called it the Granddaddy of them all in a while. They used to call it the Showcase of the Immortals.
Yeah.
They don't really call it anything anymore, do they?
No, I haven't heard that in a while.
No, they really don't.
Yeah, they haven't. They don't call it a nickname anymore. It's just WrestleMania. It's like the biggest extravaganza of the year or something like that. They usually say.
Yeah. All right. So, are we ready for the?
Chat, is this real? Emotional.
What?
That was an ad on my soundboard app.
Cole's just going crazy over there. All right, let's see.
Okay. Let's see. Who was the first African American wrestler to win the WWE Championship?
That's a tough one.
We may have to. I mean, this can go. If we're counting,
I think I know it, but it's a tough one.
I wouldn't count WWF. We're counting current time. So, since WWE Championship, that was found. I guess you would say.
So not during when it was called WWF, when it was called WWE specifically.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh. Ooh.
Or we could do it either or. However y'all feel like which is best.
Okay, I'm going with the only one I'm aware of.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do it when it was WWF too. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Okay. I think I know. I got mine. All right. 3, 2, 1. Ooh.
Waiting for yours. Oh, TJ got it right.
Yeah. Farouk.
Now, he didn't win it in WWF.
Yes, he did.
He did not. He did not win the world title in WWF.
Farouk?
Ron Simmons won it in WCW in like '92.
No. Oh. Hold on.
Well, that's what I was counting. That's what I was counting on because he was the first African American to win it. And
Are you? Maybe. Okay. Maybe I'm. Okay. Hold on. Let's look it up.
okay.
Controversy. Yeah. I would say that I'm wrong. It's not Farouk, I would say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did in fact win it in WCW, before WWF. I thought it was the WWE title, so I'm definitely wrong. The question is The Rock the right answer for WWE? I feel like there must have been someone before Rock, right?
Well, I guess I could have worded that better because I have a problem with the prediction forms, well, according to some people and members in there, but he is recognized by WWE as the first black world champion in professional wrestling history.
Yep, he is.
I mean,
yeah. Yeah, I think he is, and I think Kofi Kingston is the first African-born WWE champion.
Yeah.
So, give it to Cole on that one. I know I was wrong because I confused the WCW title with the WWE title. I thought he won the WWE title, but he did not. He won the WCW title.
okay.
So 2-1 for Cole.
3-2. Because we
3-2?
both got the WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, right. All right, next up.
Okay. Let's see. Next one, we're on what? What would this be? 3 or 4? Since the other one was null and void. I think it's third, right?
If we're not counting
4.
the null and void one, this would be 4.
Oh, okay. Alright, the next one is, what is the name of the high-flying, masked, lucha libre style of professional wrestling originating in Mexico? That should be easy.
Like the actual style. What's the style called? Didn't you say it in your answer or in your question? I think you may have messed.
I actually did.
Skip that one.
Woo!
That's funny. I've done that before. How do I describe this? How do I describe this thing without saying the answer? Whoops.
Okay, here's one.
Okay.
This should be an easy one, hopefully. And I'm looking at it right now. It doesn't have the answer in it. What is the name of the annual tournament held by New Japan Pro Wrestling to crown their top wrestler?
Oh, you may get me on this one, Cole. I know I've heard it before. Shit. I'm gonna take a guess. I don't think this is right. No, this is definitely not right. All right. You ready, Cole?
I'm ready.
I think you're about to smoke me. 3, 2, 1. G1 climax, that's definitely it. Yankees suck.
Cole got it right.
Damn. Yeah. I've heard that before, but yeah, I never would have got that. That's funny. Shit. Falling behind, Cole.
That's okay. You still got your belt.
This is true. And you got your fake one behind you. All right, next one.
Okay. Let's see.
Number 5.
Which wrestler holds the record for the longest time spent in a single Royal Rumble match?
Oh.
Male or female?
I'm assuming male, but or is it anyone?
I would say male.
Okay. I feel like I know this one, but I also feel like it might be a trick question.
It's going to be tricky a little bit.
Shit.
Nope.
Okay, I have my guess.
So well.
I think I'm right, but I also could be... I could be way off.
I've got mine.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Oh, shit.
Oh, Cole is right. I'm sorry.
God damn it, really?
Ah, yes.
Now, Gunther lasted 71 minutes and 40 seconds last year in the Royal Rumble. If we had asked this prior to last year, you would have got it right, TJ.
I couldn't remember whether Gunther beat it or not.
I wasn't sure either, but I thought he did.
Yeah. All right. I'm getting smoked. All right. Number 6.
Let's see. Which wrestler holds the record for the most Royal Rumble match appearances?
I've got 2 people in mind, and I don't know which one to go with. Oh, shit. Oh, now I got 3 in mind. Damn it. Oh, which one do I go with? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Shit. All right.
That's hard
Yeah.
because it's someone
There's
who's been there
only
for a
2.
long time, but didn't.
I know. There's
But
2. There's 2 I have in mind. I just
But
don't know
wasn't
which
the title
one.
holder, or else they would have
All
been in a title match.
Yeah, I have 2 in mind. I know, but don't give us the answer right away, Anthony. I want to talk about our answers before we get the answer.
Okay.
All right,
And
ready?
oh yes. Is
You're
it
gonna
Cole?
Yeah. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. That was the other guy I had in mind. It's either Ziggler or Kane because I remember Ziggler was coming close. All right.
Cole is correct.
God damn it!
Yes.
Ah. Son of a bitch. It was between Ziggler and Kane for me.
Okay. Let's see. Now I will say Kane holds the most 20, He's been in 20. Kofi was second with 16. And actually, Dolph Ziggler ties with 2 other people, The Miz and Randy Orton.
Wow. So I didn't even get the second place guy, so I really fucked that one up. There. Damn, man. I did not anticipate getting my ass whooped in this. Okay.
Damn.
Let's see. I'm trying to get the next one here.
What are we on, 7 or 8?
I can't even remember.
Oh, good.
I'm assuming it would be...
How many have we thrown out? Have we thrown out 2?
Yes.
Then we're on 9. Because I've got 6. I've got 6 right.
Okay. Who is the legendary WWE announcer known for his voice and signature catchphrase, "Let the good times roll"?
Man, you picked a good quiz, Yancey. These are good questions.
You said that it's a commentator, right?
It says announcer, but it has some commentators in here too.
Yeah, I think it's a commentator, but I'm not giving any hints to call. 'Cause I think I know it. If I don't get this one, I'm I'm gonna be so defeated. Just emotionally.
And it gives an answer on here, but I don't remember. Well, we'll see what y'all pick.
Yeah, let's see if I can get it. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
I'm waiting for... Now, supposedly you're all both incorrect.
Who is it?
It shows on here Jim Ross.
No way. Let the good times roll from Jim Ross? There's no way. No.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely not his
There's no-
signature.
No. Let's Google that real quick. It'll probably come up real quick for like someone's catchphrase.
I don't know.
Doesn't even come up as a catchphrase. All right, well, throw that one out anyway, because neither of us got it
Yeah,
anyway.
neither one of us got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of these questions are really good. Some of these, I'm reading off the cuff, obviously, because I got it from a website, and they don't even have it right, so.
Yeah, it's all right. If we do another one, we can always like get the Wrestling Nation Zone to submit questions for the quiz.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because it was when I did a Google search, I was trying to go through some pages, and there wasn't really much to choose from out there.
It's surprising.
Yeah.
All right. Keep going, though.
Okay, now here's an easy one. We got to help TJ out a little bit.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Oh, here we go. Don't say that, because then I'll get it wrong.
Hopefully you get this right. Now, it's not easy where y'all both automatically will get it like that, but okay, what was the name of the electrifying rock band responsible for Stone Cold Steve Austin's theme song? He had a rock band that played it for a little bit.
I got this one. All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
TJ got it right.
Ah, good job.
Ah.
It is Disturbed.
Disturbing. More like it.
That was a great theme song that he had from them. I was sad when they stopped using it, but I'm sure it was licensed for a period of time.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
To the next one. Easy one. You don't really hear. I can't even remember last time an actual wrestler has said this term. What is the name of the, we'll say, the giant big screen at the entrance of the ring used to showcase wrestler entrances?
I got it. I'm feeling it. I've got momentum now. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
That's correct, and you are correct too.
Let's go. I at least didn't get skunked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So far.
So far. Yeah. All right.
And we'll do another easy one, which I don't even know if they had it.
It's all right.
I can't
Pitch it.
remember.
Let's go.
What is the name of the annual award show held by WWE to recognize the best in professional wrestling?
All right. It's awesome listening to the whiteboard squeakiness. Right. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Yep, y'all both correct.
All right, how many got left?
How many do you have right? Both of y'all.
It's 8-5.
8-5. So what question would I be on?
12?
Plus 2,
I think.
12.
'Cause
12 or 13.
Because I missed 2
You missed 2.
and threw 2 out.
Plus the 2 duds. So yeah. So this would be 13.
13.
It would be on
Okay,
there.
13.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, this is another easy one. What is the name of the submission move where a wrestler applies pressure to their opponent's neck using their legs?
I guess there could be multiple names for it. I'm gonna, unless I'm thinking of something different. Uh-oh. I'm gonna put both names. Can I put both names down? It's the same thing that I'm referencing.
Yeah, yeah. I would go
Just want-
ahead.
I just want to make sure I. Oh shit! What? Shit! What was it called? Oh my god! I forgot the other name. Oh no! Oh yeah. Okay, I got it. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
Trying. Both of y'all are wrong, according to
What?
this.
Okay, what was it?
Sharpshooter.
I mean, no. They use their legs to squeeze their opponent's neck, or did I hear it wrong?
Name of the submission move where a wrestler applies pressure to the opponent's neck using their legs.
I think we both got that right. I think that's bullshit answer. The sharpshooter is a back pain, is it not?
You twist the legs.
You twist their
Yeah.
legs, and it's leg and back pain. So I think you and I had that one right. I say we both get that point, Cole.
I say it doesn't really matter because we both got the same thing.
I just want the point.
Yeah.
You just want the points.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what the point.
Let's count that. Let's count
All right.
that.
Let's count that one.
Okay, next question. Let's see.
I gotta get a better eraser for my whiteboard.
Now, since some questions are kind of sucking, I'm kind of making this one up by myself.
Hey, you do you, man. You the host.
Okay, who's the inaugural WWE Women's Champion that when it was introduced in 2016?
Oh, shit. You just dropping things left, right, and center over there.
That one doesn't work anymore.
Oh, was that the marker?
Yeah, neither does that one.
Uh-oh.
And that one doesn't look that good. There we go. Well, not
I think I know this one. Not 100% confident on this one, but I'm pretty confident.
No, it doesn't work either.
He's just chucking them. I love it. You good? All right.
I'm good.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
You're both correct,
Nice.
according to my source, Wikipedia.
I like it. Was that 15?
Yeah, I believe that was.
Getting close.
Number 16. Let's see. Give me 1 second here. Okay. This should be easy. Who was the first WWF hardcore champion?
Ooh.
Ooh. He thinks that should be easy. I like hard ones though. I like what shit that makes me think. The first hardcore champion. Trying to remember when it debuted. I know it was during the Attitude Era, but the first hardcore champion. You have a guess? Really? Wow.
I do, but there's a reason I have this one.
Oh, I think I know what you're getting at. I don't know if that's. I'd be shocked if that's true. I think I know what you're getting at. I don't think that's true though. But I don't know who else to
I think it is
put.
either, but I don't know who else to put.
Yeah. Hardcore. Shit. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna put this guy. I don't think it's the right answer, but I don't think his is the right answer either. So I don't think this is an easy one. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Cole got it correct. I'm sorry to you.
It is Mick Foley? Wow.
I think they gave it to him as kind of like a lifetime achievement thing.
Shit. They did.
But I don't know if he had an actual match to lose it. I don't know.
I have no idea. No, you're right, though. I do remember that. I thought you were referring to Hardcore Holly. Because Hardcore's in his name, and I figured maybe that was the reason it was in his name. Damn, I can't believe you got that shit. That's some bullshit right there. Alright. 17.
Okay. The next one. Who was the last wrestler to hold the iconic title of which is the ECW Championship? And this would be in the new, with WWE.
Shit. Oh, man. I think I know, but I'm not confident. I thought you were going to say the 24/7 championship. I was like, iconic? Neither of these titles are iconic, really. But I don't know why I'm thinking this person, but I am for some reason. So, all right, you good, Cole?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, Cole got it right again.
Ha ha!
Holy balls. Wow. A definitive ass whipping. That's what this is. Definitive ass whipping. Oh, you son of a bitch.
There's
God,
a
that
reason,
thing is huge.
There's a
That
reason
thing
I
is
had
so
that belt there.
huge. Good lord. I can't do that. All right, 18.
Okay.
Let's continue my embarrassment.
Give me 1 second. Let me try to get this.
See, I got to get some comfort.
This should be maybe easy.
Don't say that. That's just keeps jinxing me. They're all easy.
They're all easy.
Because I can see the answer.
He's right. They are all easy.
You son of a bitch.
This might, it may throw Cole off.
Ooh.
I need the month, the day, the date, pretty much, and the year. What month, day, and year was AEW founded?
Oh shit. Oh shit. Shit.
Coming off of Wikipedia.
Oh my god. And we need the month and the year?
Yes.
Oh, I have a guess for the year, the month. Jeez. Yeah. I honestly don't know. This is a guess. This is a complete guess in the dark. If I get it, I deserve to win the whole thing. 3, 2, 1.
Wow, Cole got it again.
You son of a bitch. How the hell do you know that?
On New Year's Day of 2019.
It was announced.
What a weird
on
date to do that.
Being the Elite. It was announced on there.
Wow. Spank me with a spoon. 19, I think. Where is this 20? No, it's 19.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going on question number 19?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
Yeah, we got 2 left. Not that it matters, because I have been spanked like a baby chimp.
Okay, here we go. Here's another one. What is Gorilla Monsoon's real name?
uh,
I think this is a real... TJ, you laughed. I think this is challenging Cole more than you.
all right. Are you ready?
See, I will preface this by saying this is not his real first name, but it's a nickname for his first name. If
All right.
if he says it's right.
All right.
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Wow.
Yeah, Cole got it right.
Of course he did. Son of a bitch.
Oh.
All right. Let's end this massacre with one final question.
Okay.
His name was Gino Morella? Never would have guessed that in a million years. Was the name
Robert-
Santino Morella supposed to be like a rip on that?
Robert James Morella was his official name, but Gino was a nickname.
Yeah, never would have got that. That's crazy. But I will know now. Now you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe?
Yes.
I think
I'm
that.
trying to get a really good one.
Yeah, get a good one. Preferably one that I can get that Cole can't.
No, because I need 15.
Yeah, he wants to go out with an even 15 out of 20. Got to hit that 75% mark.
God, these are... I don't want to really go with another easy one. They're showing all these easy ones.
How old is TJ Leo?
Okay, this one you should get, TJ. If you...
Oh, Jesus. Don't set me up for failure.
Which WWE event occurs annually on a Sunday before Memorial Day? Well, it used to be on Sundays until they did Saturdays, but...
That would
No,
require me to know when Memorial Day is.
Yeah, he's
I'm
Canadian.
I'm not
He doesn't
American.
know when Memorial Day is.
Okay,
think it-
cancel that. I forgot about that.
I think it's in September, is it?
No.
Okay, then yeah, I have no fucking idea when Memorial Day is.
Yeah, let's... I forgot. Y'all don't have
What is it? It's not Money in the Bank.
No,
That's
it
in
was
June.
actually Backlash. It shows on there.
I wouldn't know. Wouldn't know that one.
Okay.
Can't even comment if it's right or wrong.
Now this one was easy. Well, I better quit saying that.
yeah. You gotta quit saying
No,
that.
you're probably right.
No.
Who is the first ever WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions? male side.
Holy, that's going back to the ruthless aggression era, I'm assuming.
No, that's still Attitude.
No. Did they do the brand split? No, they did the brand split.
This would be the SmackDown. Let me rephrase this.
Yeah.
The SmackDown titles, not just general Raw. You know.
Yeah. That's what we're trying to think, because like the SmackDown titles were introduced. I'm pretty sure they were introduced during the ruthless aggression era. But who the hell would have been the inaugural champions? I'm trying to picture what they looked. Oh,
And this is coming off Wikipedia, so
Wikipedia's normally right with wrestling stuff. The inaugural SmackDown tag team champions. I have a guess, but I feel like it's not early enough. Yeah, I guess I'll just... That's a good one. I don't think I'm right, but...
Cole's looking pretty confident again.
No, I'm not confident at all.
You best believe it.
Oh, my pen broke. Well, that's as much as I can write. All right. Final question.
Before you give the answers, let me put it this way. If I was in your shoes, TJ, if somebody was asking me these questions, I'd be down there too. Because I wouldn't even remember half of these or trying to think of them. So Cole knows his history pretty good, it seems.
He does. We're definitely going to have a rematch. I will say that. Gonna have to have a rematch of some kind.
Okay, I'm ready.
Let's
see what you got.
3. Oh, he's not done. Oh, did he not guess, or is he just writing me a sweetheart message? He's just writing me a sweetheart message. 3, 2, 1. Oh shit.
Well,
do you really not know?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. All right. Am I right?
No, that ain't right.
God damn. Who was it? My only other guess was the Dudleys.
I would have said Edge and Christian, but that was after.
Well, I don't. It's Heath Slater and Rhino.
No way.
Yeah, the inaugural champions.
Yeah.
Heath Slater and Rhino? No way.
Back when Heath played the role of I got kids, you know.
The SmackDown titles were way before that, weren't they?
No.
Really? They're not that. No, that's totally not wrong. I remember there being a silver and blue SmackDown tag team champion. Oh wait, is this semantic bullshit?
That'd be the first time they split them up.
No. Back in the day, they weren't called the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. They were called the WWE Tag Team Championship, and then there was the World Tag Team Championship. That's what I'm fucking up. So yeah, they were probably the first SmackDown Tag Team Championship.
Yeah, that's why I was iterating that when I.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have got it anyway, but yeah, that's why I was thinking so long ago, was because I was like, well, the SmackDown Tag Team Championship's been around for ages, but no, it hasn't technically. Not with that name anyway, but it's the same lineage.
Y'all probably cussing the brand split right now for all these SmackDown championships.
No. I'm not cussing the brand split. I'm cussing Vince for changing names of things 30,000 godforsaken times.
Yeah.
Holy crap, dude! Like, leave it alone. Make Good lord.
So, to give the title history, yeah, the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships were introduced August 23rd, 2016, and retired April 19th, 2024. Then they became the Undisputed Tag Team Championships from May 20th, 2022 to April 6th, 2024 of this year. Then it became the WWE Tag Team Championship.
Yeah, so it went back to the original name of it before it was the SmackDown Tag Team Champ. So technically, I might be right. I wonder who the original WWE Tag Team Champions are probably like a long time ago. Because I bet you the lineage of the SmackDown titles is like way back. Because I think the WWE World Tag Team Championships were the new titles. And the WWE Tag Team Championship was like the lineage of the actual tag titles that were like in the Attitude Era and before. So, yeah, you gotta love the lineage following shit because of Vince switching things and twirling things around.
I hope y'all enjoyed the first time doing this.
Oh,
quiz.
I definitely enjoyed it for sure.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. I hate Cole, but that was fun.
It was rough around. We can agree it was rough around the edges because trying to grab some questions. Now, if we ever do this again, won't depend upon these random
people's
websites.
quiz.
Yeah. So I'm going to really just like pick through Wikipedia and just find some random ones that can actually go back and read for that confirmation of that answer. So,
Yeah, that's all good. Yeah, we'll probably do a Wrestling Nation Zone submission quiz.
Oh yeah, that could
the
work
next
too,
time,
yeah.
and we'll maybe get you to create a channel where Cole and I can't have access to it. Everyone else has access to submit questions in there but us, and that way we have no idea what goes on in there.
Okay.
But that was fun. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that.
That was fun.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And thank you for joining us for this this episode. It's been a long episode. I did not know it was going to go 3 hours, but it was fun. It was a fun 3 hours.
Fun. It was a thank you so much. A deep pleasure for having me on your show. So
yeah, absolutely. And we'll do it again for sure.
The belt stays.
You're something special. All right. If you want to follow us on social media, Co-op Entertainment itself has an official Twitter account at co-op_entertain. If you want to follow that, we just post all the new episodes there. But honestly, just subscribe to us. That would be better than following that channel. That one's there just more or less for advertising purposes. If you want to follow me, I am at TJ-Leo on BlueSky. Where can they find you, Cole?
I'm at Cole2K on both X and on BlueSky.
Awesome. And what about you, Yancey? If people want to follow you, where you go?
Same thing. BlueSky, Twitter, Sim31.
Sim31. And of course,
discord.gg/Wrestling Nation Zone.
There you go. Join the Discord. Come chat with us. Come meet Yancey and the crew. We're all in there making fun of each other. And discussing wrestling and just about everything else. So thank you again, Yancey, for joining us today. For those of you out there who want to submit questions to the show, it's co.op.podcasts@gmail.com. And this has been a special edition of Wrestling Renaissance Run-In. Thank you for listening, and we are done.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.